Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the voice of the people. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
BoxingVoice.com.
What broke him down? Was it just the body punching? I was hitting him with body punching. I heard him, actually, he was crying in there. You're saying that Gibbs was crying when you hit him? Yes. When did that happen? And perhaps the fourth round on.
BoxingVoice.com.
So that you knew you had him by that time. Absolutely, but I knew he was tough and taking those punches.
Productions.
Making women gestures like, oh.
Let's go, champ. It's the champ.
It's the champ, ladies and gentlemen, and we are back with another TBV podcast for you. It is Super Bowl Sunday, and we frankly don't give a you-know-what. We're here to talk boxing. We could care less about what foosball is going on, because what will be going on is our very own Super Bowl. Call it a Thunder Bowl, call it Thunderdome, call it something, because in 2 days, Kell Brook and Spence will have a purse bid, and they will have to decide, are they going to face each other? On top of that, we have so many topics to talk about. Lomachenko versus Jason Sosa is on the verge of being done. Deontay Wilder has a new opponent by the name of Gerald Washington, undefeated this time around. Is the public still upset? Is he not worthy? Speaking of heavyweights, we got Joseph Parker and Hughie Fury, who have also gone to purse bid, and Duco Events won the purse bid, bringing this fight back to New Zealand. Joseph, I know you're happy. Shout out to New Zealand. And obviously, we got to talk, I don't know, legends, pay-per-view stars, alumni in the sport. What do we call Miguel Cotto versus Juan Manuel Marquez? We got some audio and video. Marquez making his bid for a possible Miguel Cotto Marquez fight this year. And then we have a bunch of other topics. I mean, Barrera, Better Beef, just so many things to talk about. Let me go back to my panelists here. We have just about everyone here today. Enrique still in Church and Caicos, obviously taking a vacation. We're going to get to all the way in the Sunshine State. BoxingMD, what's going on, brother? I know you want to sit in on this. We're going to head on over to the Sunshine State. BoxingMD, what's going on?
Is that a fair statement to make? You have to be honest with yourself. Glad to be here on this Super Bowl Sunday, but while America watches the Super Bowl, hardcore boxing fans watch the Boxing Voice. So, you know, we had a decent week/weekend of fights, nothing huge, some decent fights, obviously, most notably being the Luis Collazo fight, as well as breaking news. And Ness has a lot to talk about his extended stay vacation over at the home of Deontay Wilder. So it'll be an interesting show.
Oh, man, so many details and behind-the-scenes footage and just little secrets to give out. But let's head on over to California, where we have two of our hosts, you know, both of them making the trip to the TBV Appreciation out March 3rd. So if you want to meet the good Matthew Hunter. Matt, what's going on, brother? How is it over there in your side of California? How far are you and Steven from each other?
We're far. We're not close at all. It would take 6 hours to get to where you are, Steven, because you live in the Bay, right?
That's beautiful. That means that you can tell us how your weather is, and his can be completely different.
True. Very, very true, especially since the Bay Area climate's very different. But to digress back to boxing, we got tons of headlines, you know, mainly because Ness were out there with Wilder getting, you know, prime footage of what was going on in his training camp. So we got Kell Brook.
I'm infamous for cutting people off, and that's why they hate me around here. Anytime I get a bad review, it says Ness cut me off. But why don't you give the people the headlines that we don't have on the docket, but that we do want to mention? I know because I mentioned Barrera and Better Beef, but there are some other topics that we will be discussing as well.
Yeah, like Canelo Alvarez and Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.'s location for the fight is now official. It is at the T-Mobile Arena in Vegas. So I don't know. Maybe me and Steven have to head out there for Vegas. I don't know. Steven's nodding, so we might have to figure that out. But for us West Coast guys, I think we're happier about that. But I think for most boxing fans, we really want it to be in Texas. So that's sort of a bummer. We wanted that atmosphere. If anything, we actually want it in Mexico City because we as fans of the sport want that atmosphere. Obviously, the promoters want dollars and cents, and they think that the T-Mobile Arena will provide that. But yes, we have tons of topics to get to as well, but it's going to be a good show. I'm excited.
Well, Mr. 6 hours away, I definitely want to know how the weather is moving that, and that far apart from our other hosts.
There'll be nothing but smooth sailing.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Yeah, the weather up here in NorCal, SoCal is that stereotypical Cali weather. You got the beautiful sunshine. It's glistening through the clouds every single day. Up here, though, unfortunately, it can be overcast as a motherfucker. I'm sorry, but it sucks how I just bought a new car, my first ever new car, but it's so freaking damp out here that it's already getting dirty, and I can't take it to wash it because it's just going to get dirty in like 30 minutes again anyways. So kind of, you gotta take some L's here in Cali from time to time. But thank goodness we have this show to vent, to talk boxing. A lot of great topics. I'm definitely excited for that Chavez Canelo news. Quick trips to Vegas were born in Cali.
All right. Well, I guess we should get into what we're all here for. Brook, Spence, Eddie Hearn, these guys have had a triangle of sins with us, the boxing fans. There's been so many words. It's funny that Miguel Cotto should fall on our top 5 topics of the day because he's a possible candidate. He can be part of this puzzle, MD. I mean, I know you heard about the cancellation of the Miguel Cotto versus James Kirkland fight due to a fractured nose on behalf of, James Kirkland. Does this mean that the Brook versus Cotto fight is now a lot more feasible? I mean, we put out 2 interviews with Eddie Hearn, both speaking about the Brook and Spence fight, but in one speaking Brook, Spence, and the fact that they've offered Miguel Cotto more money than he made in the Canelo Alvarez fight. So, MD, I got to ask you, because you're very critical of guys in negotiations and the money that they ask for or receive. Now, hearing that Cotto will be receiving more than he got versus Canelo, one has to wonder, why isn't he jumping at the opportunity to fight Kell Brook? Do you think it's because this check that they're offering Cotto could only be cashed in the UK and it's not a USA fight?
Yeah, there's no question about it. We just discussed that the quote-unquote Mexican Super Showdown, right, is happening in an arena that fits 18,000 is a T-Mobile Arena? 20? Yeah. This fight, Kell Brook versus Cotto, who is a Puerto Rican legend, although way past his prime, will sell something much bigger overseas. So it makes no sense for it to be over here. Boxing really is doing well over there with their European superstars, with maybe 5 or 6 of their guys that if you bring an American star over or a other superstar, they will do much better than here. So that check for sure is cash only in the UK. Or can be cash. That's a better way to put it.
Matt, how do you think this guy fares up? I mean, does Cotto and Brook, is it an entertaining fight? Is it a pay-per-view worthy fight? And is it, I guess, a good fill-in at this point, right? I mean, we were getting, I'm gonna keep mine short. Anything is better than Cotto versus Kirkland.
But Ness, sorry to cut you off, but you started by first bringing up the fact that the purse bid is going to happen Tuesday. So isn't that the first thing we should focus on?
This is all part of it, because in 2 days, regardless of the outcome of purse bid, I believe we will have a definitive answer as to what is going to happen. Because if Brook loses or wins, you know, we'll know how real this Cotto opportunity is. Now, Cotto has another opponent on the docket, which is
But
more.
Ness, I'm confused though. Regardless of what fighter wins the purse bid or which side wins the purse bid, they're bidding to fight each other.
I understand. And
But
that's
he can
why
still
I think
vacate the belt after the bid.
exactly. There's somebody give this guy coins.
But the point
Steven,
I'm
get on it.
And if the
But that's not. You're not letting me finish my point though.
oh really?
The point is that you're saying that you're focusing on this date as like I think we should hold our breaths before, because you're throwing the name Miguel Cotto out, and I understand this, but this is why I was hesitant.
Well, Ness is
one second. I was hesitant
throwing it out.
I was throw out the term ducker for Kell Brook, because there is a chance he still will fight Errol Spence next.
There's
There
a
is a
chance,
chance.
but he's more interested. Listen, that's why I led with the fact that they're offering him more money than he made for Canelo. I mean, we could play the audio. Hearn says, "I know what he made for Canelo. We're offering him more."
I don't think Cotto. But I'm telling you, like, if they're offering him more money, like, I don't think money is everything for Cotto. And I'm not gonna throw like no. It's not just money. One second. It's not just money. It's everything.
Kirkland. Come on.
No, it's not money. It's everything. He needs to be in control. So if Eddie Hearn is offering him more money, he's then going to have to submit to what Eddie Hearn dictates as the other terms, as where the fight is, drug testing, other secondary ventures.
Why would he have to give that up if he's getting more money? That would make him the A side.
What do you mean? That's not necessarily true. Financial terms in A side and B side. One second. If Eddie Hearn is offering him money, that means Eddie Hearn is putting up money for the fight. That means Eddie Hearn is putting up money for the fight. That means that Eddie Hearn is controlling the fight itself. It doesn't mean he's making more. He's the financial A side, but Eddie Hearn is the man in the fight because
Eddie's not paying Cotto. Rock Nation is. Eddie can't offer him money in that way. That's not how it works.
You can offer him pay-per-view upside. Make sure that
upside, yes, but you can't offer him like a check. He's not the one that's going to give him that check at the end of the fight. It's going to be Rock Nation. They have the guarantee of $15 million.
Right, but then he has to make that. Rock Nation has to get that money somehow. The money doesn't come out of thin air. So if Eddie Hearn has the system,
but that's not Eddie Hearn paying Cotto. That's Eddie Hearn with Rock Nation.
It doesn't matter. They have to. Eddie has to have a number for Rock Nation, and let's say that number is only 4, then Rock has to cover the other, 11. But listen, MD, it's not about Cotto. You're absolutely right. I just think that it seems almost obvious that if a guy doesn't win the purse bid or things don't go the way that they are expected to in the purse bid, he has a pretty big backdoor option in Miguel Cotto. That's all. The purse bid is scheduled for February 7th. What? You're still shaking your head? No, you don't think that's an option?
I think at this point, and I could be wrong, but I'm going to be the first one here to say that Kell Brook and Errol Spence will be fighting next.
All right. Well, we got a message from the producer. Talk to me, Steven.
Yeah, I'm just going to bring up a quote from a Boxing Scenes article a few days ago. Eddie Hearn approached Miguel Cotto and his team and HBO about it, and this is what he had to say. I don't believe he, meaning Miguel Cotto, wants the fight. I tried to make the fight before. Peter Nelson of HBO was on board, but when we went to Rock Nation, they wanted no parts of it. So maybe it really isn't a good backdoor thing.
What's the date on that article?
Yeah, that could have been before the...
Hold on, MD. I asked the question. It's okay. Don't have to jump on.
February 2nd. Boxing Scene's latest bit on it.
3 days ago. Yesterday.
That date doesn't matter. No, it's the phrase. Listen, we offered the fight before.
Because things change. The date does matter. Because
when he says we offered the fight,
MD, you've been cutting everyone off. Let me speak for a second. Brook was last night talking in front of a camera saying we want Miguel Cotto. He went on and on about Miguel Cotto and maybe said 2 fucking words about Errol Spence. So let's not ignore the more recent news. And the thing out of his mouth.
The thing is, though, is that what Eddie Hearn said was that he went to Rock Nation about it, and Rock Nation wanted no part of it. We're not saying Brook doesn't want it. It's whether or not Rock Nation or Cotto,
Yeah, but again,
it's further proof that Brook does not want to fight Spence, though.
Why would Rock Nation want it? 2 days ago, it wasn't canceled. So, it's different now. I think that things are totally different now with Cotto being available.
But based on but here's the thing. This is the thing I don't get. Like, you guys are speculating.
Yes.
Right?
It's
1 second, you're
speculation.
speculating.
Speculation.
1 second, and but for the speculation
you
to
doing?
occur, for the speculation to occur, they have to go through the purse bid and then lose it and drop the belt. Why? Like I don't get it. So then why is the purse bid happening?
They don't have to go through the purse bid. They can theoretically tomorrow.
Yeah. The purse bid is
vacate
only
the belt.
happening
So then
because
Spence
they
gets the
haven't-
title.
No, the purse bid is only happening because they haven't decided. That's the thing. Listen, the purse bid is to force Spence to decide, bro. He's gotten extensions. You're not getting.
No, the force. It's not him to decide. It's to force the fight. It's to force him. It's to force him to face
decide, because even after the purse bid happened, he could still vacate. He doesn't have to take the fight.
Right, but then that's the whole concept of purse bids, is to force people who aren't able to negotiate terms to force people to fight their mandatories. That's why purse bids are good, because at the end of the day,
We're not arguing that. We're not.
No, but that's what I'm saying. But all I'm saying is that until he vacates the belt, right? This is my opinion. You guys could go off whatever Miguel Cotto you want to. I think that since he didn't get the Amir Khan fight and the purse bid's still going on, I still believe he's going to fight Kell Brook. Whether he likes the fight or not, those are bigger names, and people always talk about the bigger names in boxing. It doesn't mean he's necessarily vehemently going to duck. It's not inevitable. That's all I'm saying.
Yo, tell me that's not funny as hell, though, our thumbnail. Come on. You got to be watching it on YouTube, baby. It's always funner on YouTube. I'm just saying, audio's even better. Listen, we've spoken enough. What MD doesn't want to realize is that we know that 2 days from now means we'll have a decision from Kell.
Yeah, we're gonna have clarity.
That's what we mean by, that's what the purse bid brings us. Whether he fights, Spence or not, that we're not worried. I think that we'll know whether he's gonna fight him or he's gonna fight, this other guy, Miguel Cotto, in a couple of days. Now everyone was making a lot of hoopla about this. Wow, we spent a lot of time on that. Huh? Everybody was spending a lot of hoopla on this Jason Sosa and the Vasyl Lomachenko thing. I mean, I could not find anything, but I got two very capable producers to see if they can tell me, is there anything solid? Is this fight solidified? Are we really getting this April 8th? I mean, I see on Jason Sosa's Instagram, he's running, he's in the gym, he's posting April 8th. He's saying he believes, and on April 8th, he'll make people believe it. So it sounds like he's in training, but ESPN a couple of days ago is reporting that, it's a possibility, or
and
that
left hook as well. And it's also on box rec as well. It seems like it's pretty much set in stone. The only thing we're waiting for is a press release. So I'm assuming maybe the location, stuff like that is trying to get figured out. But this
we can't give the people the details as to where the fight is happening, anything like that. What we do know is that if we believe all the sources, which seem to be valid, the fight is taking place at 1:30. Lomachenko will be defending his title, and I guess unifying with a version of the WBA title with Jason Sosa, who holds the regular title, and Jezreel Corrales holds the super WBA title. How do you like this fight? Is it sexy enough? Is it I guess I really want to see which guy on the panel is going to be the realest. So is it a good fight?
Well, Ness, let me bring up something before we talk about that. According to Wikipedia, which obviously could be fucking bullshit, it's taking place at the MGM National Harbor in DC. Is that the DC Armory?
Yes, ESPN is also reporting that. ESPN is also reporting that.
No. But I seen a lot of people saying that. You're right. I don't know why they're bringing Lomachenko to DC, but I like the fact that he's going there because I love DC. Now, let's see, are the normal DC fight fans that I'm used to for covering the sport so many years in that area, do they show up for Lomachenko?
They're probably going to get in some type of undercard with some DC fighters, I assume, right?
Yeah, but who do they have that's big enough? Like
everybody's PBC over there,
especially on that side of the aisle.
Hank Lundy as his, get his service. Mike Reed is from that area, and they have Mike Reed on Top Rank. They could get Hank Lundy, who's normally with Peltz and kind of a free agent kind of thing. He's got that CES contract going on. I don't know who else they can do in DC. That seems strange for them. And with Lomachenko, who's the opponent? Jason Sosa's from Philly. Maybe that's why. Maybe they think Sosa's big enough to bring the crowd from Philly to DC. I don't know. I mean, look.
And it is a small venue, though. So
the Armory is a great place to see a fight because of the small venue feel, the atmosphere of it often, So,
listen, bro, Look, Lamont Peterson had that thing off the hinges. Okay, you heard me on this show before. I've never been to a fight in DC I don't love. I just hope the Top Rank can do it just as good. So, you like the fight then, MD, Matt, Steven? Everyone's okay with the fight? Bye.
Not really.
Well, you said being real. You said being realistic, and you have to be realistic because the guy who he was potentially going to fight got knocked out the other week, right? In Vargas. We don't know what Salido's doing with his career right now, with trying to turn down fights because of money. So it's not necessarily viable right now to make the Salido fight. And I think that, right now, a fighter who is as active as Lomachenko, it's not a great fight, and it's probably a tune-up fight for Vasyl Lomachenko, but it's a respectable fight. That's kind of my assertion of it.
Yeah, I definitely think that it's okay as like an in-between fight if you're waiting for another big fight kind of around the corner. Again, we've been okay with this for other fighters where we give him passes. Lomachenko's coming off of a really good year, a really impressive two-fight victory. Both of them technically stoppages, right? You got because he did make Lomachenko quits. Walters quit. So I'm not so upset. Besides, Jason Sosa is not a bad fighter. You're gonna a lot of people will argue like, oh yeah, well people kind of hate on him more because he got the draw against Walters when he might not have deserved it. But that's not a reason to just But that's not. I don't think that's good enough reason to be like, oh, he's a shit fighter and this is automatically a shit fight. He's a good, tough competitor and he didn't go down easily. He doesn't wilt. Again, this is a good in between fight, I believe.
This isn't a shit fight, but it's a complete mismatch. And I think we're going to see that in the fight, and it's going to be kind of boring. Let's be honest.
Who's Lomachenko going to fight that's not a complete mismatch right now in his division?
I think Jezreel Corrales is a better matchup. I think Miguel Berchelt has proven that he's elite. I think Takeshi Mora is probably a better fight.
You're saying that they're going to be better matchups. I'm saying
so you want Lomachenko to wait for fucking Berchelt to rest up?
How is Mora a better fight than Jason Sosa? Like, that's the thing. It's
I think he'd beat better people. Who's Jason Sosa's best win? Stephen Smith?
Stephen Smith is a good win.
It's not a bad win, but it's not great.
Wait, who's Miura's best win?
Exactly. I don't like that. That's what I'm saying. Like
the guy last week.
The only argument for a better fighter is Jezreel Corrales, and that would be a better.
Gervonta Davis would be better in my opinion.
Listen, I think
Gervonta Davis doesn't want it, and he said that. It's not being biased.
I'm just talking about better fights. I don't talk about who wants it or who doesn't want it. I'm talking about better fights.
You can't make an imaginary fight that the fighter doesn't want to take. He doesn't want it.
True. And I didn't say this was a shit fight. I never said this was a shit fight. I'm just saying that this is a complete mismatch.
No, but don't be afraid, Matt. Don't be so quick to take back your words, because listen, if you or someone else wanted to call it a shit fight, you would have an argument simply because this is a guy that Lomachenko already beat, the guy that everyone thought beat this guy
in his last fight as well. It wasn't like it was years ago. It was literally in his last fight. He beat the guy that beat this
anyone that wants to argue that this is cherry picking or whatever you want to call it, it's understandable. But now, me on the other hand, glass half full, these are the Rocky stories. The underdog is supposed to get his opportunity. Like I said, on Jason Sosa's Instagram, he's saying on April 8th, he'll make us all believers. So who are we to rob him of that moment to attempt to be great? I mean, we allowed Kell Brook to be great. So what is the difference? Talk to me, Steven.
Well, also, that was years ago when he got the draw against Walters. That was in 2015, December. I'm talking
about beating Walters. That was Lomachenko's last fight, was beating the guy that beat the guy he's about to beat. That's what I'm saying.
I think there's a good argument that Sosa is probably a better fighter now than he was then. He's Ness. He doesn't have a big amateur background, right? Didn't Joseph
3 amateur fights?
Dude, Sosa's learning on. He's learning on the job.
He's a living dream.
I didn't say
he's coming off of a good 2016.
Bad, but he's not on the level of Lomachenko. That's clear.
He gets a TKO over Javier Fortuna. He beats Stephen Smith. This is a good year for him. So
Matt, when you're this good at boxing, right, as Lomachenko is, you're gonna have mismatches. You're gonna this is the thing. And if you
call them mismatches, so why are you guys coming at me for calling a mismatch when you're saying, oh, it's okay to have mismatches? Then you're saying it's a mismatch.
But it's a mismatch because the guy happens to be so much better than the other guy in terms of 1 second, in terms of in a sport and acceptability, because we're talking about a guy, he's fighting a guy who's in the top 10. Jason Sosa is in the top 10 in that division.
Yeah, but everyone shit on Guillermo Rigondeaux's opponent that was supposed to be on the Kirkland fight, and that guy was a number 6 ranked guy.
Because I think people shit on Rigondeaux because consistently over and over again he hasn't done anything
on that fight, MD, and that's a better fight than this fight. Because
Guillermo Rigondeaux over and over again chooses.
So you're biased against Rigondeaux.
I'm saying that Lomachenko continues to fight fighters who are in the top 10 or have been good, right? So it's not necessarily negative for him to fight this, right? And also, let's mention the fact that Guillermo Rigondeaux chooses to fight the way he does. He doesn't take risks, and his style is less fan-friendly. I'm sorry. Like, he's a human being. He's in the boxing ring. He could control, if he wanted to become a pound-for-pound fighter again and get the name out. The fight that he was on the undercard, what was it, of the Cotto Canelo fight, he chose to fight that way and not take any risks, knowing that the people would not be happy of his performance. He could knock that guy out in 3 rounds, but he didn't. So, I don't feel bad for him. People need to stop feeling bad for these guys. They are human beings. They go into the ring and they could choose to take risks or not take risks. They know the results.
What I'm talking about.
Yes, it does. I choose to shit on what?
Is this fight a mismatch? Answer that, yes or no. Is Jason Sosa, Lomachenko a mismatch? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. There we go. We agree. Boom.
Boom. Finally, they let it go. So it's about that time
Bomb Squad
to give you your Deontay Wilder update. The team headed over to Alabama and had a week with the champ. We were right in the thick of things, right as the opponent was changed and announced. We happened to be there. It was great. We were there for everything. We were there for the opponent, basically testing positive, the new one stepping in, and the new hairdo, the transformation of Bomb Squad Deontay Wilder from braids to dreads.
He's going to Ollie.
Amazonian. He's going African King is what he called it. So Gerald Washington is, Steven, 19-0 with 1 draw. I don't know how many.
18. It's 18-0, 1 draw with 12 knockouts.
There you go. 12 knockouts. MD, what do you think of him as an opponent in general? Not of Wilder, but as a heavyweight in this division.
Gerald Washington, you're talking about how I feel about him as a fighter.
As a heavyweight in this division, what is your thoughts on Gerald Washington?
Well, I saw a fighter who is extremely tall, who looks very uncomfortable against opponents who give him different looks at letting his hands go. I see a very hesitant fighter. If he knew how to use the jab and knew how to use the straight punches that sometimes work, he would be better. He's just not very good, to be honest. And I saw his Amir Mansour fight, and I thought Mansour beat him.
Matt, what about you? Your thoughts on Washington, just as a heavyweight? I mean, he's ranked 20 in the world, 8 in America.
I think he's obviously just a better overall boxer than the last opponent that was scheduled, Wardzik and Andre Wardzik. I think if you compare those two side by side, not necessarily against Wilder, just those two boxers side by side, Washington's obviously better. Obviously, he's undefeated. He's athletic. He comes from, I think, USC, right? So he's sort of that
football, right? I mean,
yeah, but USC like the college. USC Trojans, not UFC.
Be careful with non-boxing sports analogies, man.
I know, man. Ness is hard with this shit. He doesn't
I was about to fucking shoot the gun. I was already.
No, but so he has that football player now turning into a boxer sort of style, sort of like almost in like a Sean Porter way. Like even though Sean Porter has an amateur career, Sean Porter fights in that style from that super athletic guy that's gifted in another sport coming into boxing.
Mitchell, more like a Mitchell.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
But I think
He
that
doesn't have the power, Mitchell, though.
no, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. But I think Washington's gonna give Wilder some fits purely because of his athleticism. I think that'd be interesting. I think it's a step up in terms of opposition. Actually, it's a borderline top 15 guy. It's top 20 guy. I don't know. I'm more interested in the fight, honestly, and I don't think he's going to win. I still think Wilder's going to win handily, but I think it just provides more intriguing aspects to the fight than what I saw in Wojcik.
Steven,
I agree. I agree that it's more interesting than Wojcik, but I think that I think it's kind of a shame for Washington, or I feel bad for him because I think in about a year he would have been really, really ready for a title shot and had a really good chance. I think with everything that's been happening, he's been tapped early. They had to bring him up from the minors and be like, all right, things happen. You know, everything's been moved up ahead of time. So I think that's kind of a lot to take in for somebody who hasn't been fighting his whole life. You know, we talked to Junebug not too long ago about how he had his fight was changed last minute, his opponent, you know, and he was like, you know what, that's happened a lot in the amateurs, so I could kind of prepare for it, but never happened to me in the pro, so it kind of caught me off guard. Imagine, you know, he grew up fighting. And now Gerald Washington's going from, you know, football player to, okay, I'm a new boxer to, all right, this is my title shot. This is what the few years I have in the sport has been towards. I think it's a lot. It could be too quick.
I love that we have so many different opinions on this show. You know, yours is spot on with Deontay Wilder. I don't think I've even put the interview out, and if I have, go check it out. I mean, Matt, you can tell me. I believe I put the one out where he's already speaking on Washington's inexperience. Is it out or no?
Yes, I believe so. There's a small one about Washington. I just saw all the ones about Gerald Miller.
I asked him. I said, you know, champ, like, what's the difference between, I think I said he and Washington, and what would be the difference in the fight? And he said, you know, really, it is going to be the experience.
Yeah, I saw that one. That one's out on YouTube.
No, you know, yes, I can be biased. There's an obvious, like, we're all grown-ups here. You know, I'm allowed into the camp. I'm allowed to experience and see things that the average man cannot have the opportunity to see. So it is going to slight my opinion. It's not a bias. It's an advantage. I have an advantage over you. I get to see him when his mind tells him, be yourself, because the cameras are not here. I'm the fly in the wall that you wanted, right? And what I can tell you is his downfall is going to be what everyone has already said, right? The wildness, right? But I think that the wildness in Wilder, which is ironic, comes from that killer instinct.
But then what is wildness though, Ness?
Huh?
What is wildness though? This is the other thing. What is wildness?
Flaws.
What is the way that
no. I'm saying
balance.
It's lack of tech
punches. The way
lack of tech
over commits with some of those punches, but that's because he's trying to hurt you.
It's lack of technical discipline.
I don't
think it's
technical discipline, because let me tell you, when there is a threat, right? There's a young kid in there by the name of Stephen Big Shot Smith, 6'5", 260 pounds, and moves, use the shoulder roll. He fucking is agile with that weight. And listen, Wilder's got his girl there. His sister's there. There's another female there. You know, there's people. There's obviously some financial backers, because, you know, there was some John Deere looking ass dudes that didn't fit in the room, you know, with overalls in the whole nine from Bama. So, you know, the investors were there. And, you know, when this guy put hands on Wilder, pay back some motherfucker, okay? He came out of that ring saying that's the champ. Like, don't look down on me for whatever just took place, because that's the heavyweight champ. And I know people are going to say, he's fundamentally this and that. But what you're not seeing is this is now the second time or the third time for us to see him go in the ring 8 to 10 rounds with no rest, with no rest, 10 rounds or 8 rounds, 2 rounds with the same guy, then switch him out. Switch him out. Every 2. They get to rest, he gets no rest. They get to rest, he gets no rest. That last guy's supposed to be cleanup, but he always gets it the worst because he thinks he's got the worn down Wilder. So he might hit him with some. Yo, Wilder's putting dudes, like, he's not lying. Like what he did to Gerald Washington, I wasn't there, so I can't say he concussed Gerald Washington. I can only tell you that I seen him drop every sparring partner in camp. And he's supposed to be coming off a hand injury. You know, it's not a game, okay? And you know, some would say again that it's biased, and that's why I'm saying it, or that I'm dick riding. I can't see because the testicles are hanging so far low, they're blocking my eyes, right? But Duco Events was supposed to be at the fight. Joseph Parker texted him. They were talking. He was supposed to come to the fight. They were supposed to unify. I got the video. Listen, again, and I'm saying it now, this is second.
When?
Hold on a minute. This is the second show in a row that I'm saying I need someone's help. I need an editor that knows how to edit video, that I can send you video from location and you can get it up quicker than, you know, myself, right? Because I'm sitting on an interview that says that they're supposed to come, and I'm gonna still put it out. It says they're supposed to come and be in the audience. You know, they've been communicating. You know, Joseph's supposed to be there, and that Deontay gave him the green light already if he wants to step into the ring and to announce the fight there. He was already willing to turn around April or May, whatever date they were comfortable with, you know, and he was not stuck on doing it in Alabama, okay? But they went with Fury, you know. Now people are going to say, but it's his mandatoriness. Stop the bullshit. Unifications outweigh mandatories. Sanctioning bodies allow that to happen. Plus, in my video, Wilder says, we know what to do with mandatories. And if you don't remember, what happened when Lamont Peterson wanted his shot at Danny Garcia? Victor Postal got paid to step the fuck aside, and he took the money. The fighter has to not take the money, okay? That being said, yeah, listen, I think that we'll see with Gerald Washington. We're going to see his inexperience. I mean, I'm going to take Deontay's word for it. They could be 37 bums, as the public likes to say. But it's still tough to beat up 37 guys. I don't care. And with those legs that he has, while you call them skinny, he has the ability to dart out of danger and simultaneously hit you with left hooks. He's becoming more and more of a counterpuncher, and you'll see that. He's baiting people in, and I'm watching him teach the sparring partners in there. I wish I could let you guys see that. One day you'll see. One day he'll probably let us do a live stream this way. Well, no, because then anybody has the ability to steal that. But I don't know. One day, man. One day you guys will get to see it. But Gerald Washington is like, you know, again, I love that we have so many different opinions. Steven hit it on the head. He's being robbed of his true opportunity. He has the right body. He has the right mindset. But I don't think that he's there. I mean, I heard an interview. Shout out to Dante from Dante's Boxing. He did an interview with him maybe 2 days when I was in Bama, and I listened to it. And he even says it, you know, that he's happy to be here. And he's thankful that Al Heyman put him here, but he really didn't expect to be here so soon. Like, he was on the undercard facing someone else. So again, this is just another guy brave enough to step in with a big puncher on short notice. So, you know, if he makes it more, then people will continue to, you know, I guess discredit or dismiss Wilder as a champion if, you know, Washington ends up looking better than he should. He's 34 with not too much experience. I'm seeing Wilder really in sparring. He dropped guys going to the body, man. I mean, Washington better watch out, bro. He's coming for those ribs. And in Dreamland, they make some great ribs. The Bama boys coming for them ribs. I'm telling you, he dropped those guys in sparring, and they knew. They seen the other one get sparred, get dropped. And Robert Alonzo, He's got over 285 fights. This is a Cuban amateur, undefeated fighter, and he'll be on the undercard. He was just added on the undercard today. You know, these guys are undefeated heavyweights. Stephen Shaw, undefeated. Greg Corbin, undefeated. Robert Alonzo, undefeated. You know, these guys are there to learn, but at the same time, they're being ballsy. That Cuban is that Cuban is nice. He's got a sick jab.
That's pretty crazy that any of those sparring partners could be a potential opponent in the event that Wilder's future opponents like kind of fall through. My question to you, everyone on the panel and whoever is going to be calling in, would you take the fight if you're Gerald Washington, or do you not take the fight?
Hell yeah.
You don't think that? I always wondered this.
That's the time you do take it.
If I'm a professional fighter, I don't want to lie to myself. I'm not going to put myself in a situation against, like, I wouldn't want to be rushed like that. If
all
it's
these
me,
guys do.
I would say, hold on, I'll get another shot. If I say no now, doesn't mean it'll never
win a
come
world
around.
title.
Let me tell you something.
No, have you seen him box before?
Making so much
Look
sense
it.
because I had
The only thing I'm saying, listen, I'm not saying that he would definitely be a world title holder. What I'm saying is he would be more groomed, more seasoned in a year or two. Why not pump the brakes? Like you're saying, because he'll never be a world champion, he should just throw himself in there. No,
I'm saying that he should throw his chips in and maybe
No, Stephen, you're absolutely right. I was interviewing Stephen Shaw and his father, Brian Shaw. They're there in camp with Deontay Wilder. They're also a heavyweight, right? So I'm like, yo, you're 8-0. Like, what's going on? And that was another thing which was beautiful. I got to be there when he got the call from Al Heyman that he's got to fight. You know what I'm saying? So he was there with no fight. He got the call from Al to come to camp. It's just beautiful to see how these stories are, right? And then I'm like, he's like, yo, man, I signed with Al, and he seemed frustrated almost, Matt. He's like, I signed with Al for a 5-year contract, but I ain't fought since last year. And I'm like, damn, but, you fought in August, whatever. He's like, man, I just want to fight. And I'm like, oh, man, well, shit, I'm pretty sure Areola's looking for a tune-up, and you being undefeated in experience, he'd probably jump on it. And his father's like, oh, no, we don't want Areola yet. We don't want nobody, rushing Stephen, getting him into that top 15 where he might get a title shot because, we want, before he looks at any title shots or any, anything, we want him to be about 20-0. So sometimes people have a career path for their fighter. And Stephen is just, coinciding with what you said, maybe if they pump the brakes on Washington, he can be something more. But getting in there with Wilder on Saturday, February 25th is going to fuck up his career because Wilder, what people don't believe is, right, it's all good. It's all good. And I'm going to laugh. Because I'm going to be enjoying this ride. People don't believe that he's as vindictive as he is. And he says what he means. He's going to be hurting these guys. I'm telling you. There's a difference. The heavyweight to cause Wilder problems, I'm telling you right now, is Tyson Fury. The same style that gave Vladimir Klitschko problems will give Wilder problems. No. But anybody like Klitschko and Joshua just standing there, it's over, man. It's over. Dreamland with their fucking ribs. I'm telling you. Bottom line. Don't believe me. Call me whatever you want. When that shit gets signed, let's just bet money. Let's bet deeds of cars, houses, whatever the fuck y'all want. Let's bet money on that one. Especially MD, little betting guy. Let's put another pie in his face.
Ness, I'll take a pie bet. I'll take Joshua. You take Wilder.
All day. We don't need, that whenever that happens, it's going to be.
Yes, let me respond to some of the 45-minute Deontay Wilder press release you just gave out there, which is, it sounds nice, right? It sounds very nice. And Deontay Wilder,
call it what you like. Yes. Call it what you like. And I can be honest and say that if I was let into the camp of, let's say, Joshua, maybe my opinion could change, but it would have to be him exhibiting footwork. Without that, with that long, fucking wide, I'm going to get you sucker stance. Fuck out of here, baby. Punching bag status.
I saw a video of him circling, and he kept crossing his feet, and I'm like, what the hell are you doing?
Yo, can I respond to this? Wait till I got so much shit from my Patreon. Wait till I put out the video.
Hey, let MD go. We keep cutting off MD. Let's let MD go.
It's funnier than MD. Wait till I put out the video of Deontay Wilder shitting on. I put the video, and I recorded him watching fucking Anthony Joshua try to dunk. Did anybody see that shit?
Oh, yeah.
It was
Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn posted that. Eddie Hearn, he posted it. He said, when you realize you were never born to be a basketball player or something.
That's right. That's right. Because it looks like he's trying to take a shit and dunk simultaneously. That's how stiff he was. It was insane, but I loved it.
Well, to respond to Ness's, I guess,
press
release or whatever.
PR status.
So you're admitting that Deontay Wilder fights emotionally, which, since Ness has never really boxed.
What am I admitting?
That he gets emotional.
Oh, yeah.
That's not good, but it's okay. But it's okay for you to have that opinion of it. It's casual. It's in a casual opinion. If you see someone's body language change and they get wild, they're not. It's not because he's aggressive and wants to hurt the guy. It's because they're letting their technical or lack thereof, be exposed for the opponent, which is something that I wish that Wilder improved because he would be cleaner in how he finished opponents in his technique, right? But having said that, this is supposed to be his comeback for his injury fight, which was with the Russian before, which is the only reason why I'm okay with him fighting this level of opponent, because he did have a severe hand injury, which is why I don't know why Anthony Parker is being talked about in the first place because of that. Secondly, Joseph Parker. Secondly, and this is the thing that people who are as biased as Ness, who are on the Joshua side, do you think that there's that much of a big difference between Dominic Breazeale and Gerald Washington, to be honest? Yes or no?
Well, hey, I was going to say the same thing earlier. No. I agree. I agree with MD. I agree with MD, dude.
He fought him 17-0. That's all they have to say. That's all they have to say.
Technically, Breazeale is the better opponent. He went to the Olympics.
Yep, and he fought him at 17-0, and that's all they say. And then it's just, it is what it is, Ness. Deontay Wilder has a lot of unfinished business to do at the heavyweight division before people are willing to be as Team Wilder as you are, objectively. It's not being a hater. It's just not.
Bets. 2017, I'm guaranteeing a unification fight for Wilder, and I'm guaranteeing a win. That's all I'm saying. Guaranteeing that's the way it's going. After this fight, don't be shocked that we do about 10 immediate reaction shows to opponents with titles ducking Wilder. Him openly saying we offered them X amount of million, okay? I'm just telling you. Once he shows up in fucking Hughie's fight, or Vladimir Klitschko's fight, after this, I'm telling you, it's only 2 weeks away. That's it.
Dude,
all that has to happen is the hand not break. Okay? That's it.
He has a bad track
record.
Ness,
are you saying right now on Super Bowl fucking Sunday that Deontay Wilder is the most ducked man in all of boxing?
After the 25th, we're going to be doing shows just like Kell Brook and Gennady Golovkin. I promise you. If that hand is not broken, he's flying 7 days later to New York just to party with us and watch the fight with Keith Thurman. It's all business 2017. He already told me. And you'll see the video. People would make their decisions as they want, and that's fine. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? Shit happens. Hughie Fury's fucking Uncle Peter said it on the audio, and people still calling us dick riders. He said we went that route because we want to be faithful to the WBO. Man, this is me jerking myself off virtually, okay? He's fucking lying. He went the easy route. Who the fuck wants to go the other way with the 6'9" dude that got bronze fucking mallets in each hand? Nobody. They don't want that sauce. They want the Dominic Breazeale, Charles Martin route.
But can you talk about that right hand that actually has some metal in it or whatever the fuck it has in it? Does that right hand look good? Is he putting opponents out with the right hand, or is it that left hand that you really see him hurting guys? Because that's obviously the question.
No, he dropped the right. I'm telling you, it was like an uppercut. Boom, right in the like that center part of the fucking
solar plex.
Yo, he dropped the Olympian because the Olympian was ballsy, right? I was Dominican, he's Cuban. We both are like brash Hispanics, right? So I'm like, yo, I never heard of you. Like, damn, 280. I never heard of you. I said, yo, what crop of, Cubans did you come with? Because I know even the Luis Francos of the world. Like, who the hell are you? So we talking. I find out he's got all type of managerial issues, but he's been in camp with Luis Ortiz. He's been in there with Eric Molina. He's been in multiple camps with Wilder now. This is like his 6th camp with Wilder. And when I finally see him, yo, he throws me the wink. That's why, yo, you guys don't. I just want Wilder to get what you'll see. You'll see. The minute, I bet you maybe with this unification, like, you know, right now his hand is hurt and they're trying to come back. But I think once they do the unification, it's going to be a big fight. I'm going to be in there and they'll let me get more. Or maybe they won't, right? Because it'll be the big fight. And it's like, yo, fuck it. We're not putting nothing out there. But the point is, this Cuban, he winks at me like, and he hits me in the wind. Like, you'll see this, you know what I'm saying? We talking Spanish to each other, but he's got this high fucking guard. And look, Wilder's not invincible. He throws that jab, you know, because this is the thing that people don't know. He could use it like a battering ram. And in my interview, I said, I'm just being lazy. I need an editor. Fuck that shit. But I got interviews, bro. I got hours of shit. And I'm like, bro, if you ever just become disciplined and use your jab, who can stop you? But he gets bored. He gets bored. And MD,
yes, you want to keep some of that stuff for yourself, so it's special.
Oh God. All right.
It's special.
All right.
That's only for Ness's eyes only.
All right. You're right.
Move on, please. Listen, we get it.
We get it. We get it, Matthew. Jeez, Louise. Am I talking too much?
No, not at all.
All right. So what's the next news? I guess Hughie Fury, right?
Yeah, Hughie Fury versus Joseph Parker, official April 1st in Auckland, New Zealand.
Yeah, the soft touch, huh?
I was gonna say we already know that these guys are both ducking Wilder. So like this is this is like the Ducks fight, right?
Oh, it's the duck war.
Might as well be fighting in a fucking duck pond, right?
No, let me ask you though.
It's across the pond.
No, don't entertain me. Don't try to make me look bad. Be honest. If Wilder fought Andy Ruiz and fucking Hughie
better
Fury,
than Gerald Washington.
If Wilder fought Andy Ruiz and Hughie Fury next, what would you be saying?
Very happy.
Okay. Compared to
it'd be the two toughest back-to-back opponents of his career by far. So let's not pretend that's not true.
Okay. If you want to sit here and act like you're not pretending, okay.
You don't think Hughie Fury is legit? You don't think
let me tell you something, Matt, Mr. Hipster. You answer this. Who is this kid Ruiz Jr.'s biggest win?
I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about Hughie Fury.
No, but tell me who's his biggest win to make it a legitimate win for Joseph Parker, who struggled, because some still pick fucking Ruiz.
You gotta ask MD that because he said that.
No, I'm asking you because you're the hipster and you're the one that watches all the fights. So you should know who is the best on his resume. And if you don't know, it's because there is nobody good on that fucking resume that not even a hardcore could recognize because he fought no one. But somehow,
who's the best guy on Gerald Washington's record?
Somehow, he's a better opponent than anybody Wilder has faced all of a sudden.
I never said that. I don't know why you asking me this or accusing me of saying that.
The public. Because,
like, let's be honest. Bermain Stavern is better than anyone Joseph Parker has beat. Let's just be completely real about that.
I mean, you can't.
You can make an argument. Chris Areola, career-wise, is better than anyone.
To the fans, that was a long time ago. But anyway, let's get back to Hughie Fury. Who's the biggest opponent? Joe Hanks, right? We could all agree Joe Hanks was the best opponent Ruiz beat.
Probably, yeah.
Okay, and Parker is Takam, right? Someone that Ped Vetkin knocked out. So I mean, all these guys are in the same realm, but it's
just sad to say at this time. You talk about Wilder like he's a god. Who's Wilder's best win?
Stavern and Dunlapis. Duapai.
What?
Stavern and Duapai.
No, Spielka's a better win.
I think Duapai. Before Duapai being knocked out, before Duapai being knocked out by Ped Vetkin, who went into the fight hot. That's why Wilder didn't fight, okay? Let's not forget this. He knocked him out, but we knew he was cheating already, right? Wait a minute. Before that, he lost to Wilder and put himself back in a WBC eliminator position. He got the win in an eliminator to get another shot, okay? So, yes, he was good. Remember, go check his record. After losing to Wilder, he at least beat someone to get into position. You know, no one else in the division really could say that besides Stavern, who keeps getting shots without doing anything, because he got a shot accordingly, an eliminator with also Ped Vetkin coming off of a Derek Rossi fight that half the public thought he lost. So, you know what I'm saying? The WBC ranking is the way that it is. It's no one's fault.
Yeah, the point I'm trying to make is that the heavyweight division's talent pool is so thin that obviously there's a big jump up to the upper echelon guys. So you have to apply the eye test. You have to. And to say that Andy Ruiz wouldn't be one of the best opponents that Wilder has ever thought just really means that you just look at box records.
No, you're crazy.
I'm sorry, that's it.
I just wish that Ruiz wasn't signed to fucking Top Rank so you could see what the fuck are you talking? What would happen to Ruiz?
Where do you rank Ruiz?
Wilder? Are you crazy?
He's probably right outside the top 10. Outside the top 10.
How many rounds did Ariola last?
Duhaupas went like what 10 or 11 with Wilder. Duhaupas does that. I think Ruiz does that. I think Ruiz's hand speed totally keeps him in it.
Yo, let me tell you,
absorbs the shots pretty well. No body shot's gonna get through that gut.
Steven,
Ruiz goes rounds.
He said that Duhaupas lasted that long because he was tough, man. And Duhaupas was at least in shape. You think Ruiz's stomach gonna last? You fucking crazy, man. Did Ariola last?
I think it'll absorb that shit.
Ariola had more elite level experience. I know people are gonna be like, Ness, oh geez, oh shit, oh hell, Ness, Ariola. No, Ariola had more world and elite level experience.
This is where Ness usually screams and is elite. He's known for fucking losing.
He's an elite loser.
He's a loser. You do it over and over again to discredit.
You get really good at it over time. You lose enough.
All right. But he's been in there. Ruiz has never been in with that.
And you never been before and didn't know how to get in.
Oh man, you guys are insane. No,
you use that same.
We're using your own dogmatic words against losing against yourself.
I understand. I'm not ranking Ariola high. I'm saying he has experience. The experience that Andy Ruiz does not have. The experience, right? That he would have, if he would have had it, he would have known to throw more punches in the Parker fight, and he wouldn't have lost. He lost the fight. He didn't get beat. He was not active enough. So don't tell me that experience doesn't matter. You'll see. You'll see. Why the fuck you think Top Rank never put this kid in no fight with nobody until it was a vacant title shot? I mean,
who on Wilder's
record, you got to be a rocket scientist to know that they were protected.
On Wilder's resume, would you want to be like? I'm not saying favorite.
I think Bermain Stavern.
You think?
Yes.
You think?
Yes, I think.
Would you be confident in that?
What the fuck? I'm only a human. I think.
Right. Right. But you see what I'm saying? Again, that's what I'm saying. Like they're not that far apart. And again,
they are that far apart because again, you have no barometer. Where is your barometer? The eye test. The eye test. Well, my eye tells me he didn't throw enough punches.
Okay.
Back to the topic, though. Joseph Parker versus Hughie Fury. 60-40 split. One guy getting 1.8 million, the other guy getting 1.2 million. Ness, do you think this is sort of a shit fight? Do you think these guys should be paying that much? Or getting paid that much?
This is exactly why they duck Wilder. Because Wilder's paying dudes like 150,000. So I don't think this is a bad.
So you're really not looking forward to this fight?
You didn't hear me. I said I don't think this is a bad move. This is intelligent. You have to maximize. You
like the fight, though.
Capitalize.
Like, put your fan hat on. Do you like the fight?
Do you like the fight? Yeah.
I don't like the fight, but again, I'm biased, right? I knew that there was backdoor negotiations, and this fucking dude ducked. That's all I'm saying. He could have had Glory and Unified. He chose to go in a corner and cry. Yeah, that was my attempt at rhyming like Floyd Mayweather Jr. I mean,
I think Hughie Fury and Joseph Parker are top 10 in talent. So I think it's a good fight. Neither guy has a great win yet, so why not fight each other? You know, it's two prospects fighting each other. Regardless of the belt, these are two prospects fighting each other.
Yeah. Yeah, it's another Dominic Brazil Anthony and another Charles Martin Anthony. This is what this is. What do you mean, no, MD? Why are you shaking?
That's what I'm saying. It's not. It's not. It's
fucking
not. No fucking way. This is my problem. This is why people call you BoxRec King, because you're saying that Hughie Fury and Parker are on the same level as the Brazil.
This is Keishoff Aleem. This is what this is.
I'm saying that this fight is no different than Anthony Joshua versus Brazil or Martin. It's a champion getting a fairly easy defense. It's no different than
Joseph
Gerald
Parker's better than Martin. Joseph Parker's better than Brazil. Right? When you
No,
think-
he's talking about in terms of Hughie Fury. That's
Yeah,
what
I'm
he's
talking
trying
about
to
in terms of Fury. I'm talking in terms of Hughie Fury.
Well, in the Joshua Martin fight, Martin was the champion, so it would have to be.
Well, just remember when the negotiations with Wilder and Fury were going on, people were saying that Hughie's 20, he's got 20 fights, Ness. Why are they rushing him? What the fuck? He's not ducking Wilder. He's only got 20 fights. It's not a good fight, but now this is a great fight. It's crazy to me. For one champion, it's a great fight. For another, it's a fucking cherry pick, man.
Exactly, that happens.
Get the fuck out of here, bro.
No, let's be honest. Like, different fights have different context to them. Different matchups, it means something different.
Like I said, this is no
Canelo versus Chavez is a cherry pick, but Chavez versus Martin Murray is exciting because it's on the same level.
In my opinion, no different than Gerald Washington Wilder, no different than Anthony Joshua, Brazil, Charles Martin. This is what it is. A side better than the B side.
This is a good point to transition to the A side of all boxing, right?
The diva? You mean the C side? Cotto.
I completely forgot about that topic. Damn it.
Cotito. Hola, Cotito. Yo, Steven, super producer, is Anna, the super translator, around?
He's such an A side.
Yes, she is. Yes,
He's such an A side that opponents break noses because the fights look bad. So you know what I mean? The A side.
Let's get her ready. We got some audio that we might get flagged for, but what do we care? We just want to give you guys the news.
Copyright Act of 1973.
Dijo algo muy interesante el señor Cotto, don Juan Manuel Márquez. ¿Sabe usted qué dijo o se lo digo yo?
A ver, venga, dígamelo.
Que le gustaría la pelea contra Juan Manuel Márquez.
Bueno, un punto importante. Un punto importante. Ya se había manejado meses atrás, que para mí también me llena de mucho orgullo que esté en los planes de Miguel.
¿Te le echas o no te la echas?
Estamos viendo, estamos analizando.
Ya,
fíjate, punto importante. A mí me encantaría pelear, lógicamente. Estamos viendo y analizando, como te comento, empezar a entrenar. En las redes sociales no me bajan de viejito, pero digo,
ya te dicen que
viejo los cerros y todavía reenverdecen.
Siempre te han dicho que
Siempre me han dicho, desde que peleé.
Siempre has ganado.
Desde que peleé con Juan Díaz, eso fue en el 2009.
Sí.
Y de ahí en adelante,
ahí
tenía 36
años.
y ahora y siempre lo he manejado de esa manera. Yo primero tengo que ver cómo me siento, tengo que ver cómo estoy entrenando, me he sentido bastante bien. Cuando ya empiece el entrenamiento fuerte, desde la sesión de sparring, la doble sesión de la mañana, es donde me voy a dar cuenta si voy a poder pelear y, por qué no decirlo así, poder pelear con el peleador puertorriqueño que tiene un gran legado.
¿No sería este año o sí?
Tiene que ser este año. No.
Okay.
Tiene que ser porque ya tengo 2 años de inactividad, que es un punto importante también, que lo tenemos considerado muy de plano, muy a fondo, pero sí también estamos viendo, como te comento, entrenar y ver cómo me siento. Es el beneficio de la duda, ¿no? Vamos a darle el beneficio de la duda a los fans, a la gente, a todos mis seguidores en Twitter, que por cierto les mando un saludo. Y como te digo, no me bajan de viejito, pero bueno, eso es una motivación extra para mí. Es una motivación extra y vamos a ver cómo me siento entrenando.
De viejito, no de cobarde, que eso es importante, ¿eh?
Claro. Okay. A mí me gusta pelear, me gusta regalarle grandes contiendas a la afición, pero siempre y cuando llegar al 100% a enfrentar estos peleadores.
All right, let's pause it there and bring in our super producer / translator. I'll give a gist while the producers bring on and / Masterpiece, my bad. Yo, this is going to be impossible, all right? We cannot continue to hide your name. It's not going to happen. That being said, basically, the gist is he's saying he will definitely attempt to fight Cotto this year, but he does need some tune-ups like any old guy. He said, they called him old when he was 36. Matt, double check this. Is he right about this? Did he make a mistake? He said they called him old when he was 36 in 2009 when he fought Juan Diaz. How the fuck old? How old is this guy?
He's in his 40s.
Like how many 40s? But damn, like 2009 was a long time ago. Is Masterpiece there or what?
No, she's not on.
He'd be 43, right?
Steven.
Yo, who guessed 43?
MD does. Did.
MD guesses 43. He was born in 1973, so he'd be 44 this year, but not yet. You're right. He is 43 right now. He turns 44 in August. Monsterpiece is not on the line. She's calling back in right now, though, so probably about another minute.
Okay. So, I mean, all right. While we wait for her, what do you think, guys? Cotto.
You want me to translate?
How much better Cotto Marquez is than, Kirkland? I mean, one old guy to another old guy.
It's a better fight than the Kirkland fight. Come on, we can all agree on that.
Really?
Doesn't get worse than that one.
You guys are Hall of
It's
Famers.
definitely better than Kirkland, 100%. Because
Really?
despite
Marquez
the fact
Cotto are
that
two
they're
Hall of
both
Famers.
He
they're
said
both coming off long layoffs.
Yeah, but
They're
he
both
said he's coming off a 2-year layoff.
But that's why it's equal. It's more even. It's more evenly matched. These guys
We
are
need
both
Ness. We forget that Marquez is a Hall of Famer. What is Kirkland known for?
nothing.
And Wolf.
Getting exactly. So going life and death with a fighter who's been that. And what's his name?
He went life and death.
What's his name? The guy from Jersey.
Oh, Glenn Tapia.
Right? And an exciting fight. And it was a boxing fan's fucking fight. But Kirkland is not Marquez. And Marquez, since technical ability matters. Since Marquez is a great technical counterpuncher, he still is much more competitive against Miguel Cotto than even Kirkland. But the size is going to be ridiculous, I think, because I think that
Monsterpiece is on, by the way.
over the years that Cotto has gotten much bigger. So I don't know. I think the size is still ridiculous, but it's still better than Kirkland.
I'm a motherfucking monster.
Hi, everybody. How you doing?
Yo, we're great.
We're great, Monster. How you doing?
Tell me that you didn't just call in.
No, she was listening before.
heard it, right?
I was on for like 30 minutes after I got your first text.
So you
But
didn't
then
even,
I thought that you guys were gonna. I thought you guys were what?
You didn't even hear the Marquez part, the whole part we needed you for.
No, because you guys told me that to call in and you're gonna play it while it's on.
I'm gonna shoot you.
Wow.
I just want
No, I'm gonna
I just want to shoot you. I cannot believe this.
Sorry.
I cannot believe this. Listen, we'll play the second half. We're gonna go ahead and play the second half. How about that? And I guess you translate the second half. Thanks a lot.
Okay.
Funny.
¿Echarías una pelea antes como para medirle el agua?
Claro, hacer una pelea de preparación,
Sí,
lógicamente,
sí, está bien.
para recobrar el ritmo, recobrar la distancia, recobrar todo lo que se perdió durante 2 años, que no es nada fácil, y después, ¿por qué no decirlo así? La pelea interesante y la pelea que Miguel Cotto está deseando, y que de la misma manera yo también, ¿por qué no?
Sería un gran espectáculo entre dos tremendos veteranos, una buena lanita de por medio. Yo creo que habría pago por evento también, ¿no?
Fíjate, aquí esa cuestión que dices que una buena lanita es importante,
Sí.
pero aquí me estaban ofreciendo una quinta pelea con Pacquiao por una muy buena cantidad de dinero.
Sí.
Lógicamente, a mí en lo particular es un punto importante lo económico, pero a mí me mueve más un gran legado, me mueve más el tener a un gran rival sobre el cuadrilátero, pero sobre todo ya con Pacquiao se escribió, se cerró, ahora sí se cerró
Tú pusiste el punto final.
Se cerró el capítulo,
Ok.
pero también Miguel Cotto es un gran peleador, tiene un
Sí,
gran
sí,
legado.
sí,
Entonces
sí.
será una pelea, la rivalidad México-Puerto Rico, que siempre está ahí al pie del cañón.
Yo creo que vendería ahorita más la de Cotto Márquez. No es que la otra no vendería, pues yo creo que vendería más esta, ¿eh?
Master, before you jump in,
That's easy to translate, by the way. I can do that one. I don't.
Before you jump in, it's funny that he said he was offered a 5th fight with Manny Pacquiao for a boatload of cash, and he turned it down. He said he's more. Correct me if I'm wrong, Monster. He said he's more interested in legacy than the money. So do you guys think that he's just ducking that rematch with Pacquiao? He doesn't want to get that.
No. I think that
Hold on, let's let Monster tell us what he said, because let's let Monster tell us what he said.
Yeah, I don't speak Spanish.
Yeah, not all of our listeners do either. So Monster, can you help?
I thought you were like mixed with some sort of Mexican.
I'm Portuguese, man.
But you didn't understand that, like
Spanish.
You're supposed to know Spanish if you're Portuguese. What the hell?
The hell? No, it's not the same thing.
You're supposed to know Spanish if you're Portuguese.
Hell yeah.
I don't know Portuguese either.
Speak Italian?
I just am Portuguese.
Italian?
It's like saying, oh, if you speak Italian, you're supposed to know Spanish. I'm like, no, they're very two different languages. They just sound the same, and you could probably have a conversation, but
in fact, Italian's way closer to Spanish than Portuguese is to Spanish.
Yeah, 100%. What the fuck? Thank you, MD. Thank you.
No, they don't sound the same at all. But most Portuguese people that I know also know Brazilian and Spanish.
Brazilian is Portuguese. Anyways, I don't know either.
I speak American.
Well, anyway. So what did he say, Monster?
In a sport that is international, well, you kind of were very close to what he said. He's not interested in another Pacquiao fight because he feels like that chapter is closed and there's no need to reopen that chapter again. He's not, he feels like it's much more interesting if he does a Cotto, because he feels like the Mexicans versus Puerto Rico rivalry would be much more interesting. But that was his pretty whole take on the entire time that we're talking. That's pretty much what it was.
I got some other little elements. That if you've been following the sport, you'll know, and maybe we can all piece it together. Marquez has always had like this little love-hate relationship with Canelo, right? He's always kind of picked against Canelo. Do you think that he wants to fight Marquez, do the Cotto, to try to one up Canelo?
Well, I don't. That's a good question, but I don't think so. Really, I mean, why would he? I mean, Marquez is already a legend compared to Canelo. Why would he want to do that? I really don't understand why that would even make any sense.
But when that's I think the most relevant aspect of this is that Cotto said many times after he knocked out Pacquiao that he would never give him another rematch. You forget I think it was the third fight. Me myself personally, I thought that Marquez was robbed, and all those fights were very close. And then he knocked him out, right? So if you're Marquez, like you fought him 4 times and you knocked him out, you slept him, and also in that fight, Marquez was getting tapped up, like touched up. So why would he ever fight Pacquiao again? It is what it is. It's just the world we live in. And like you said with the translation, that he wants that this is a grand finale fight for him, that this is the biggest fight for him, and this will be the final fight for him. And it's a kind of a winnable fight. But I do think that the size is crazy, though. You know what I'm saying? That's the only reason why.
Honestly, I wouldn't want to see another Marquez and Pacquiao fight. I agree with that.
Do you want to see Marquez Cotto?
I would like to see
But do you want to see this fight though, Marquez Cotto?
Oh yeah, that would be much more interesting. Is that the reason why it was canceled? Is that the rumor? I just kept seeing the headlines, but I never actually got to read any articles about it. Is that the reason why they canceled it, or was it because of Kirkland's injury? Right.
It was because of Kirkland's injury, but maybe they are now trying to fight each other now off that interview that we're trying to watch and translate, and stuff.
Yeah, the story.
Yeah, because this thing with Marquez is only a few hours old. Even though it's Spanish and you guys are not, really appreciating it, it's only a few hours old, and a lot of these other websites will be quoting this when they get it translated. But for anyone that does know Spanish, you'll see that it'll be news. It'll be headlines everywhere.
Yeah. And Ness, this is also interesting to note. Would you favor Cotto against Kell Brook? That's another factor, because I don't think Cotto at this point of his career,
that's probably why Cotto hasn't taken the fight.
All right. This is, again, I agree. He would lose that fight. And he could beat Marquez, obviously, and he obviously could beat Kirkland. So Cotto's trying to make more money and fucking dupe his Puerto Rican loyal fan bases who should not buy any more of his fights. Letting you guys know that.
But can I ask you a question, guys? If these older fighters are gonna be fighting, why? I mean, if you're gonna still be in the game, why don't you just fight the new generation that is coming up? I mean, I really don't understand. Sometimes that frustrates me. I mean,
that
I get
new
it,
generation
but
doesn't.
I mean,
They don't
New
pay.
generation doesn't pay. It doesn't represent anything.
He
Listen,
did. Monster Piece, he did. He fought Austin Trout, and he got that ass whooped. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit happens.
guys' ass whooped. Right. Oh, okay, well, whatever. I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, in a nutshell, that's really what he said. All he said in that interview was that he's not interested in fighting Pacquiao. He feels that chapter is closed, and he doesn't mind a Puerto Rican versus Mexico type of rivalry.
well, all right. Do you want to get any boxing off before we start getting to the callers? Because we haven't opened up the lines, and we will do so after you. So remember, ladies and gentlemen, that number is 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 if you want to speak the way the monster piece is about to.
My only thing about the Kell Brook and Spence fight, I don't think Kell Brook wants to fight Spence because of the fight he had with Triple G. Some people think that it should be the other way around. Or because you fight Triple G, you should fight Spence. I think he's after losing that fight in the way that he did, he probably would not get in the ring with Spence, and that's how I see it. He would probably find another reason to like not find him or duck him, and that's really how I feel about that fight.
So you're saying he's afraid?
Of course.
What about the weight? Looking at him last night, he looked massive.
They both look massive. That's the reason why I felt like that fight would have been great, because they both are really big 147 pounders. I mean, now that they're really
But
big.
health-wise, shouldn't he be at 154 so he can perform at a better
Yo, health-wise, my ass. Well, he needs to vacate. And
what are you talking about? People pass out and die from weight cuts. That's not something that's like.
Well, he needs to vacate.
Off that, dude.
On your middleweight, let him vacate, bro.
These
What I'm saying. Like,
these aren't slaves. They're human
weight
beings.
weight
They choose, Matt. They choose to fight there.
Vacate a fight and then say that he doesn't feel like he needs to be, rushed into something. That's what was going to happen. He's going to pull a Canelo, and then that's it.
Yeah, but I just want to say one thing, Matt. When fighters choose to, because they believe they can make that weight and get a weight advantage, it's a choice they make, right? So whether it benefits or doesn't benefit, it's a fighter's choice. And some people believe it's worth it to cut, and we see sometimes they make that mistake.
But did you see Kell Brook last night? No, because you didn't watch the fights last night. That's right.
No.
So he looked massive.
Yeah, why would I watch the fights last night?
He has not lost any of that weight from Triple G fight. He has not.
Monster, let me put you on hold. We're actually Matt reminded me we do need to talk about Sammy Vasquez and Luis Collazo. Jeez Louise.
I did watch that fight.
And we need to talk about Chris Eubank in the return. I mean, he's a champ now.
Did not watch that fight.
What?
Well, he just said he didn't watch it.
You didn't watch Chris Eubank Jr. become champion in the super middleweight division?
No.
The IBO is not a championship that matters.
Yeah, did you hear those pay-per-view numbers? They're amazing.
I chose to do
Are the numbers out already?
It had 100,000 on the stream, bro.
Stream doesn't mean shit. They didn't pay for it. That doesn't mean shit.
No, I know, but that just goes to show how many people were interested in this shit.
Well, of course, Eubank's a big name, but it's all about, can you get the public to pay for it? That's when you're a big star. When you get public to actually pay money out of their fucking pocket instead of going on YouTube and hitting a stream that was all over the place, because there's 20 different live streams on YouTube for that fight.
Yo, it was a good fight. So we're going to go there, or we're going to go to Sammy? Where are we going first?
Let's do Sammy.
Yeah, I like
go at lead off, Mr. M. Dizzle.
Well, I did not make an official pick on the show before because we didn't have a show. But when the fight was announced, I did pick Luis Collazo, and you could go back and check that because I've never been big. Ness, can you back me up on that? What?
You did.
So I've never been big on Sammy Vasquez. Seems like a good guy. I definitely, as someone who supports our troops, the fact that he served and then chose to become a professional boxer is a very honorable thing, right? But I just never thought he had the boxing skills, the jab. He never fucking jabs, which got him into trouble there to compete against someone like even Luis Collazo. So I didn't expect Luis Collazo to knock him out the way it was. And I didn't expect the fight to look that way because there was points in the fight. I think like the end of the second, the end of the third round, it was looking like a fight of the year contender. I mean, they were sitting, throwing combination punches, but Luis Collazo was landing the bigger punches and dropped him multiple times, obviously leading to a knockout of the year contender early in the year in the 6th round. So it's a big win for Luis Collazo. And the last thing I have to say about that before is that I think he deserves that Sean Porter fight more than Andre Berto, because he's done more in his career than Andre Berto has done, and he's more relevant to earn that shot, other than just the fact that Andre Berto was a hot prospect and for somehow, because he has a good relationship with Al Haymon, got a shot against Floyd.
Now, very quickly, MD, you've also used the Sammy Vasquez name to pump up Felix Diaz's record. So I think that we should just be consistent here and say that Sammy Vasquez was a real legit hot talent and prospect in the 147-pound division.
Thank you, Matt.
So maybe he wasn't top 10, but he was top 15, maybe like top 20, but he was definitely a guy in the division. And me and you have used him to prop up Felix Diaz's record. So we have to be consistent on that. And I think instead of knocking Sammy Vasquez, we should pump up Luis Collazo as being one of the most underrated boxers of his generation. This guy has beat guys he shouldn't have beat. Even though he has lost to some guys, obviously, he's always been in fights. And I just think the Luis
He looked horrendous in the Amir Khan fight, though.
Yes, he did. No. Like, obviously, he's looked bad in
Yo,
spots.
fucking Lou looked good this week.
No, Lou looked amazing. And I think that there was times where he was totally outboxing Sammy Vasquez. So I would like to, like, I know, like, Luis Collazo brought up, like, the Sean Porter fight. And a fight of that caliber would interest me at this point, to be honest. I think that Collazo has that sneaky power that can make any fight interesting, you know? And he's always game. He's always game.
Steven, is that where the bar is? Is it like prospect Sammy Vasquez, then Porter? Because, like, if you beat Porter, your next shot should be a title. So, like, damn, does Lewis get the jump that far?
I think Louis Collazo has been around for a long time, and when you're at that veteran status, you do get those little perks like that. He's proven, like, it's not like he's coming up and he just beat a prospect. No, it's not that. He's been in the ring with, like how you were saying about.
Wait. He just got a title shot with Thurman last year, right? And he lost. So now he got this Sammy Vasquez fight, and he should get another title shot. No,
2 years ago, right? Yeah. That's why the Sean Porter fight would be like a step up. Obviously,
yeah, but I think
not to mention that Thurman fight. If you remember correctly, he also hurt Thurman more than any opponent had ever hurt Thurman, right? It wasn't like that was a shitty showing that he just.
Porter needs a comeback fight, Ness. What don't you understand? He needs a comeback fight. He lost to Keith Thurman in a fight that he took a lot of damage. If he's going to continue fighting and maybe get a shot again at a world champion eventually, the Luis Collazo is a perfect fight, and he doesn't have to deal with a fighter who is a diva like Berto. I mean,
another fight that would be interesting is if Lamont Pearson beat like a David Avicinian or whatever. I think that Lamont Pearson versus Luis Collazo would be interesting. Something of that caliber, something that would pump. It would be a step up, and
that would be a big ass fight in terms of action. Both those guys like to bang,
and those could be potential headliners on Fox Sports 1 or Bounce TV for PBC. You know.
No, if they put that on Bounce, that's a boat.
No, that's bigger. I think that's.
Yeah, I don't think that'll make it on Bounce. Bounce is too small.
That's a Spike TV. That's a Spike TV headliner.
Spike TV, I can see that. ESPN.
No, Spike has been doing better numbers than some of these other networks, really, because they get a decent fight on Spike. Usually gets 900 to $1 million.
Spike. The thing is, Ness, Spike TV, right? And I'm not bringing any other sport, just to say that they already have a whole system of combat sports.
Yeah, they got a combat fan base already,
which includes MMA, kickboxing, and boxing.
Yeah, so but that's good. That's good. You're cross promoting.
Something that Matt and I has probably always talked about, and you've always
ducking.
And very quickly, just to talk about cross promoting, Chris Algieri was on the UFC telecast last night as one of the nutritionists to one of the main eventers. So that was also on Fox Sports 1. So again, there is some sort of cross.
Well, Chris Algieri comes from kickboxing.
Yep.
Chris Algieri comes from kickboxing. There you go, Muay Thai. So Chris Algieri
MMA show. I don't know. We're gonna have to get rid of this guy. It's like somehow he always finds a way to sprinkle. He's like the bait.
That means something. A million plus people just saw Chris Algieri.
Every chance he gets, he's like sprinkle MMA. For all those that are not watching YouTube, missing the fun, we're doing the Salt Bay right here. Anyway, I guess no one knows the Salt Bay. No, you really serious?
I do.
Thank
you. It wasn't that funny though. Like that's.
Thank you, Jesus. Like shit's trending right now. What the fuck? I thought I was on the show with some young guys. What the fuck? Anyway, what subject are we on?
You want to talk about? So
the other fight.
Well, we're finishing up this fight, right? So, do you think that what is next with Sammy Vasquez? Does he retire?
Wow. I mean, after losing that weight, like I didn't expect, even if Collazo was to pull off the win in my mind, which I didn't think he'd get the win, it never looked like that. So I don't know what happens to
and brutal punishment throughout the fight, and then the knockout was obviously brutal itself. Yeah. Scary almost, right?
Yeah, I don't even know what happens next for him. Whatever happens, I guess we'll just applaud it. Like if he stays in the sport, I hope they baby step him. And if he decides to retire, that would be, very, being honest, it's a premature loss. I mean, premature retirement because he didn't suffer that much punishment in the fight previous, in the previous loss. Like, yeah, he lost, but they weren't, I don't know if they were like.
But he says, Ness, you've seen him fight a few times. Even this is why I've never been big on him. Not that he can't be a decent fighter, just at the world-class level or even the upper echelon of American class level. Because he gets hit a lot and he has scar tissue. He gets cut a lot. He gets hit with headbutts a lot. So his face is a mess. It opens up a lot. And I think that moving on forward, it's going to be.
Yeah, but I'd still like to see him. Listen, Collazo got 7 losses and you're talking about putting him in there with Sean Porter. Fuck it. Let Sammy Vasquez fight now.
Yeah, but who has Collazo lost to, though? Very, very, very good opponents.
All right. So now Vasquez needs to lose to lower level opponents to be out the door. I think let him fight Jamal James next, right? We haven't seen Jamal James since he lost, and that's another welterweight, right? Like, if he could still make the division. I mean, I think retirement is a little premature talk right now. Let's just see what the kid looks like.
Rashidi Ellis would be a good win for Sammy Vasquez. Another prospect that's untested.
Oh, but Rashidi Ellis is looking hot as fire. He just knocked out
but
Eddie
it's still untested.
Untested? No. Knocking out Eddie Gomez like that, you're moving on. Like now I'm ready to see him versus the Collazo type of fighter.
What about Peralta? Peralta who just beat Guerrero. Right? I think that's a good.
No, David Peralta, the cab driver.
Why not? Why not? You can beat him, right? And then that sets you back on the rebuilding path. Think about a David Lemieux.
Don't let him.
Lemieux lost twice in a row, really bad. Lemieux lost really bad 2 times in a row. He had a bad year, and he was a hot up-and-coming prospect too, right? But they slowly rebuilt him, and you could really work. And he ended up winning a title. So I don't think losing like this is good enough reason for Sammy Vasquez to retire. But it's his life. If he chooses to hang it up because of this, I don't blame the guy.
Let's sprinkle in some.
Ness, can you give me credit? Give me credit though before you get to the callers? Credit about Cowboy.
Yeah, man, I seen that, bro.
Give me credit about that.
Got his ass beat.
Listen, I don't say these things, right, when you think I'm being negative, right? I'm just saying what I feel, applying my eye test, right? That's it. So again, you could call me a hater or whatever, but if you say something critical or negative, that's what objective boxing fans and people who watch the sport do. And that's what I was doing there. And you should do it too.
Yo,
you should also hit thumbs up, and you should subscribe, and you should also join Patreon.
Yes.
How about the Boxing Voice family?
We need a couple of more subscribers so we could get to 42K, man. We're so close to 42K. Let's get that 42K before the show's over. That would be so totally awesome. So, like, usually I would tell you to subscribe right here, but YouTube is acting like this and spinning around. Let's sprinkle in some calls, man. We've accidentally ate it up for a long time. Joey, talk to me. Joey in Indiana.
Glad you guys are. Yo, what's up, man? Glad you guys are back, man. I missed y'all, man. No shows this past week, but I'm just gonna touch on it, man. Like my brother Bruce says, man. I don't think Brook's gonna fight Spence. I think there's gonna be a lot of drama going on with that, and he's gonna end up fighting somebody else. What I really want to talk, and I think, by the way, man, I like the videos you posted up with Wilder. I think Gerald Washington's gonna get tuned up, man. I think Wilder's gonna come in there and get him out of there in 4 rounds or less, devastating knockout. And then the one thing I want to talk about is the Cotto, man. Like I know a lot of people written him off and they call him the diva, and man, for me personally, that's the last Puerto Rican fighter we got besides Verdejo. You know, Verdejo did fight Friday, didn't look too good, needs a little more polishing, but I still like Cotto, man, and I'm still gonna support him until he hangs him up. I like Marquez too, so I would love to see that fight. I would pay for that fight, you know what I'm saying? But besides that, man, that's all, Ness. I just been listening and
Yeah, but Joey, were you gonna pay for the Kirkland fight though?
I wasn't gonna pay for that one because Wilder's fighting on Fox, man. I got to be realistic there, dude. Like, it's like you gotta throw away $70. I'll watch the heavyweight champ of the world for free. You know what I'm saying? And I'll tell you what though, indeed, there's so many people streaming stuff, bro. Yesterday, Bruce, a couple other guys tagged me on links, and the fights were crystal clear. So I'm even starting to debate about the Jacobs Triple G fight because I may be able to get it for free now. You know what I'm saying? So I really think social media and these guys on the web are getting fights out there for free. But I do think there's something more to that Kirkland. I don't think he was hurt, man. I think ticket sales were down and nobody was ordering the fight, to be honest with you. I think they just pulled a stunt. I just think they realized that they weren't going to sell for nothing. And Ness, I did hear your show yesterday, man. I'm so jealous, dude. You got an all-star cast coming March 3rd, and I'm like, damn, what you said, Eric Kelly, man. Eric Kelly, he's the dude that be at that gym, right?
Yeah, Joey, man, you just got to come, man. Come solo. Tell the wife it's going to have to be a guy's night out. Catch the train. Make it cheaper, baby. Get on a Greyhound. Make it cheaper.
Man, I only get 3 vacations a year, man. I already ate 2 of them up. I'm not due for one until June.
Doggy.
That Royal Rumble last week.
Doggy.
Turkey, man.
March 3rd, you got a fever. It's Friday. You could you could get back to Indiana by Monday. There's no way they know.
I work. My off days are Sundays and Mondays, man. But
my God, that works even better. That works. You got to take the sick day on Friday and Saturday, baby. Then you got Sunday and Monday off anyway. 4-day extended vacation with TBV. I love you too, man. That's why I want you to show up, Joey. You got to come through. Listen, for those that are not watching us on YouTube, I am screen sharing a couple of tweets from Errol Spence as recent as a few days ago. He has hashtag, don't let the smile before the fight fool you. Hashtag man down strap season. Okay. But the one that's interesting, which is a direct message, is I'm at the neck and ain't no letting up. Okay. So basically, the last one is this one. I know you like this one right here, right? The wait almost over. Hashtag fight or vacate. So, and he's garnering some attention, man. I think that this is probably the best thing to happen to Errol Spence, to be honest with you. I know a lot of fight fans, a lot of Errol Spence fans wanted this fight to happen immediately. And I don't think, I think that the best thing that happened was this, Matt. I think that they were able to build up Errol Spence. So much so. And I mean Amir Khan and Kell Brook. You know, Amir Khan pushing Kell Brook in the media to fight Earl, making casual UK fans research and figure out who is this Errol Spence. And you know, Kell Brook saying, I'm not going to vacate, I will fight Earl, you know, giving him relevancy internationally, which otherwise he wouldn't have gotten if this would have just went at, you know, all things as planned and it would just went right into the fight. It would have just been like, oh, Kell Brook's fighting a prospect. But now there's that like
there's a storyline. It's a storyline.
Definitely.
Like, let's be honest, drama sells in this sport. You know, that's why when Angel Garcia goes on the Rachel tirade, there are people that call into the show that think it's entertainment, it's going to bring viewership up. Same reason why we have a rivalry between Kell Brook fans and Kell Brook and Errol Spence fans. And that is only good for these two guys because it drives the interest up. Kell Brook ducking shows do great for our site for a reason, because it sells. It sells for both men. And I think that I don't think it's obviously something that was planned. It's something that just, I think it truly happened organically. That we now have this rivalry that I think will eventually get settled at 154, not at welterweight. But Yeah, I think that Errol Spence, this was the best thing for him because it's put his name up there with everyone and saying that this guy can beat everyone because we see a champion that some hipsters and hardcores used to think or still think is the best welterweight on the planet in Kell Brook. So that does add to the mystique of Errol Spence. But again, it's just I can't wait till Tuesday comes and goes because I want more clarity on this situation. We unfortunately will not get it probably until then.
Really quick before MD, actually MD, you answer it first, and Matt, you double back. How much better is Errol Spence compared to Sean Porter? Because once upon a time, and I know the
Sean Porter's better.
And I know the UK fans remember it more than I can tell it. We thought that Porter was going to wreck Kell Brook. Some of us, at least. I know MD's going to probably jump out and say, well, I never picked Sean Porter to beat Kell Brook. And that's okay.
I picked Sean Porter.
But some of us thought Sean Porter would beat Kell Brook. And some of us thought that Kell Brook was scared because, you know, of multiple reasons. And he proved us wrong. Could we be wrong again? Can he just come in and just beat Spence?
It's not
that he beat Sean Porter, or is Spence better than Porter?
No, and yeah, he definitely can. And I would favor Kell Brook against Errol Spence. I know people are dubbing him the second coming of Jesus Christ, Errol Spence. Yet, I could say, who has he fought? Yet the same people that say, who has he fought? Let me say, I'm giving a hypothetical. The same people who say, who has he fought? Thanks, Matt, for interrupting the whole point I'm saying is Kell Brook hasn't fought a fucking puncher. Not Kell Brook. Errol Spence hasn't fought a puncher. And his best win is a good, impressive win against Chris Algieri. And he obviously knocked out Leonard Bundu, who is a legitimate contender because he won 12 rounds with Keith Thurman, who is a good fighter, obviously. But he gets hit a lot. He doesn't have great head movement. And there's a lot of unanswered questions in his regard. And obviously going into their respected fights, Sean Porter was a much more accomplished, respected boxer. Maybe not feared because of how the media is covering it because of the knockout power, but he was much more accomplished. So if they were to fight at 147, given the fact that both men can make weight, I would favor Kell Brook beating Errol Spence.
So hold on, MD. You're saying that Kell Brook, at the point when he was going to fight Sean Porter, had a better.
Errol Spence. Errol Spence. No. Sean Porter. That's the comparison. Sean Porter was a much more accomplished boxer going into the Kell Brook fight than Errol Spence would be.
But why are we comparing the challenger in one scenario to the champion in the other scenario?
That's asked the question, not me.
But to me, that's the false comparison. I would compare Errol Spence.
I'll tell you why, Matt. I'm comparing Errol to Porter because we thought Porter would be the one to, stop the hype job. Remember, there was always hype behind Kell Brook, and the Americans didn't believe it. The Americans thought that Porter would stop the hype job, and he lost his title. So now they think that Spence is the one that's going to beat Kell Brook, and that Kell Brook is afraid of Spence all of a sudden. But what if he comes again and he beats our fucking American again?
I'll admit I'm biased towards UK fighters. I'm just like you admit that you're biased towards Wilder. I admit I'm biased towards UK fighters. So I was one of those guys that thought Kell Brook could beat Sean Porter. I was one of those guys that was shouting at the rooftops that Kell Brook is the best guy at 147, not Keith Thurman, not Manny Pacquiao, not all these guys from a skill standpoint. I was one of those guys. He just hasn't fought anyone since the Triple G fight, so there's a question mark on him. I don't know what shape he's in. Again, he looks massive. I don't think he can cut to 147 anymore. Or if he does, it's going to be a greatly diminished version of that. But again, I think that, yes, MD is right that Sean Porter was more accomplished when you compare Sean Porter versus Kell Brook and what Kell Brook versus Errol Spence potentially might be. But to me, that's the wrong comparison. I think that you have to compare Kell Brook in that situation when he fought Sean Porter and Errol Spence when he's fighting Kell Brook in this situation. And I think Errol Spence is obviously way more accomplished at this point in his career than Kell Brook was when he fought Sean Porter.
Yeah, I don't know why would you compare Kell Brook to Spence, but all right.
The challengers. That's why.
Yeah, but again, anyway.
No, okay, listen, Matt. The point he's trying to make is he's trying to say that us over here, a lot of the American fans are saying, Kell Brook, he's right. He's over there. He's daring to brigade against Canelo and getting knocked out. He's going to get steamrolled by Errol Spence. And Nestor saying, really? We said that with Sean Porter, and maybe he could come back and beat Errol Spence, another prospect. That's the point Nestor's trying to make.
Maybe just because I'm not in that train of thought. Like I don't think that first hypothesis. I don't think the second one. Therefore, it's hard for me to put myself in that shoes. But yeah, I guess that it's similar. It would be that people are counting him out. People have counted Kell Brook out for a very long time because his record has just been odd. You know, he has had a weird career, to say the least. His best win is a very close fight that was really ugly with Sean Porter.
And he had those tough fights against Carson Jones.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like
he got a fucking trilogy on his record and a fucking rematch. Like, come on, man. But look, we'll see what happens. There's reason to doubt him. We got a lot of callers. I'm sorry, callers. You know, there was a lot of boxing to cover, even though people thought there was none. But look, you know, you didn't expect a Super Bowl show, but all my faithful, loyal listeners, you know that I've always had a show on Super Bowl. Like, who gives a about the Fool's Bowl? We're going to get to our 2016 Caller of the Year, 646 Chris. Chris, did I get my fucking, yo, we're going to have to go hunting Chris down in New York City, guys. Matt's in town early. Matt, we're going to find Chris. I don't think he RSVP'd yet. What's going on, Chris?
Yo, what up, man? So I was on the website, man. I'm trying to get them tickets for the event. How do I get it? How much is it for?
Right on the right, right on the right of the website, there is a big banner with the pictures of Danny Garcia and Keith Thurman, and you just click on that and follow the directions.
All right, well, I'm about to do that actually right now. How much do they cost?
$150.
$150. All right. Give me 1 second. But yeah, as far as the Kell Brook fight, man, I think he's definitely gonna fight Errol Spence. But once he gets through Errol Spence, I don't think he's gonna win that fight, but I think he definitely has to fight him. There's been a lot of pressure from the fans and the media, and if he wants that Amir Khan fight, then he definitely has to fight. You know, get rid of his mandatory, because that belt is a bargaining tool in order for him to unify with all the other champions at 147. And also, man, I think Deontay Wilder and the Gerald Washington fight is a great fight. Gerald Washington had a draw with Amir Mansour, who he arguably could have beat. He thoroughly outboxed Eddie Chambers in an impressive performance, and he just recently knocked out Ray Austin. So Eddie's been calling out Wilder.
Yo, Ray Austin is 47 years old, Chris. Stop that shit, man.
Hey, man, he knocked him out. He got him out of there. He did what he's supposed to do with an old guy. He got him out of there.
You're right about that.
And as far as, you know, there's been a lot of Deontay Wilder hate, you know, questioning his resume. I think Deontay Wilder, he's beat some credible heavyweights, you know. He's going through the top people in his majority, not all the top people, but he has some decent names on his resume. He's beating Chris Arreola. He's beating Bermain Severn. He beat Malik Scott, who Luis Ortiz went to decision with. And Wilder got him out in a round. And, you know, everybody's saying that Wilder's ducking Luis Ortiz and all this stuff. So, you know, Luis Ortiz also has, you know, enlisted into the WBC testing program, so that fight could definitely have him down the line. And the only reason Wilder probably didn't take that fight is because, you know, he just literally got off an injury where he broke his hand and he had a torn bicep. And I like how you had that interview with Big Baby when you showed Deontay, you know, all the things that Big Baby was saying and all the funny pictures he had on Instagram. I think it's interesting. I like how Deontay cleared up everything, because Big Baby's been talking crazy. I like him and everything. And I like how Deontay clarified how he sent them home with a concussion and everything. So, you know, I think it's definitely going to be big things coming from Wilder in 2017. He's definitely going to prove why he's one of the best heavyweights out there.
Chris, man, well, I'm glad to hear that you're going to be at the event. It is an amazing event. I'm actually screen sharing now. I've walked everyone through it without any audio of what to do. Just head on over to theboxingvoice.com/reunion to get directly to the link that you need to be at, Chris. But for anyone that is on the website and wants to navigate there on ThaBoxingVoice.com, there will be a red banner. Once you click on it, it'll bring you to this page. You can come to the YouTube channel now, check out the live feed, and there's all sorts of information. You can obviously click on this play button, which I might as well, right? It's my video. They can't copyright me for my own video. Should probably lower that, but whatever. This was the first one, man. I can't believe how far we come, yo. Look at my man Bruce, Pittsburgh Bruce. Casual got the fucking it's like Casual got the special ed haircut. Damn, look at where I paused this. Steve and Robert the Genius. Who knows Robert the Genius, man? He's not gonna be around, man. He's gonna be in Vegas, unfortunately, bro. But yeah, man. Come feel the love with TBV, man. This is how we get down. Come hang with the champs. You know,
picture of Joey. That picture.
Yeah, look at Joey looking like the champ. One day, that's when he was the champ. That one day, man.
Straight thugging, man. I love it.
Joey, are you looking at this? Tell me you don't miss this, Joey.
Are those sunglasses inside or is it outside? I can't tell.
Huh?
Are those sunglasses inside or outside? I can't tell.
Oh, man, those sunglasses are inside, bro. Joey was pimping, man. We giving out more awards than ever. Remember, this year we're sponsored by the WBC, Everlast, and Rival Boxing. So we're going to be giving out more, little gift bags. We're doing some raffles. Man, I even talked to a few comedians. It's looking like we're going to get ourselves a comedian. You know, I actually found it a bit – well, I got a lot of callers. Let me get to them. I'm so sorry, guys. And up next is Mike. Mike, did you RSVP? He's in New York. He's actually this is when Matt's not around. This is BoxingMD's other nemesis right here. What's going on, Mike?
Hey, so people put the screws on MD all day, every day. But what up, yo? Yeah, I was kind of late to actually paying attention to the topics, but I know the Kell Brook purse bid coming up. You know what I'm saying? I'm not one of those people who feel like Kell Brook is ducking Spence per se. I don't feel that way. I just feel that, you know, his promoter and team that's thirsty against the ones before. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I think it's right that, you know, he should stay at 147 for now because he has the power and weight and form for it. But that doesn't mean I'd pick him against Errol, you know. So we'll see how that plays out. As far as the Wilder fight, you know, I'm happy that, you know, Gerald Washington stepped in, you know, from UFC. You know, he's a good fighter. You know, he's young as far as the sport's concerned, but even though he's like in his 30s. But I respect him, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully not another Seth Mitchell. You know what I'm saying? But we'll see. I'm still picking Wilder. But, yeah, that Sammy Vasquez, man, that knockout from Collazo, that was this dude Collazo has 9 lives, bro. Like, whenever you think like his career is dwindling, he gets another shot. You know what I'm saying? So I know that after the fight, he called out Sean Porter, you know, and hopefully they make that happen because Sean Porter, it's unfair what's been going on with him now. He can't buy a fight, you know. So we'll see. You know, I think every week this week, PBC's having a card. Like next Friday is a bounce card. You know what I'm saying? And then the following Tuesday night is like a Fox Sports 1 card. So, you know, we'll see what happens. But yeah, it was a good Thursday night fight. I was sad that you didn't have a show, but I forgot you were in Alabama doing your JOB. So, you know, we'll see what happens. What else I talking about? Because I was kind of in and out because of the game. So my bad.
Joseph Parker, Hughie Fury.
Well, we talked about Wilder's new opponent in Gerald Washington. We talked about the fact that Lomachenko Sosa is a very strong possibility. The new Hughie Fury traveling to New Zealand to fight Joseph Parker. And, you know, a couple of hours ago, Marquez made his plea for a Miguel Cotto shot.
Damn. Well, I guess to save time for other callers, I'm going to end y'all with this with a question, and I want all y'all opinions. What will it take for Lomachenko, as ill as he is, as excellent as he is, as incredible as he is, what will it take for him to be a star, a bona fide star? You know what I'm saying? Like, what will it take? I don't get it because
speak English.
I don't think the Sosa fight is it. You know, I don't know what's going to take for him to be a star. I mean, Canelo is not speaking English, but he's a star. What's it going to take for Loma to be a star? If you're not a Mexican fighter
in America, you have to speak English because there's no other way that you could cross over to the mainstream audience without being able to market yourself as a professional athlete, as a star. Obviously, Canelo gets away with it because he's Mexican. But besides that, you look at all the foreign stars that have had a lot of success over here. I mean, think about it. Amir Khan speaks English, right? Not Amir Khan. Well, obviously Amir Khan. I was thinking of Manny Pacquiao, right? Can you imagine where would Manny Pacquiao be if he did not speak English?
He can barely speak English.
But don't act. No, he speaks English.
He can barely.
You don't. I mean, that's not. He's fluent in English. He's fluent enough that he could be on.
Speak English.
Ange Garcia's man. He says it. Barely can speak English.
Well, he speaks English well enough to make himself one of the biggest superstars in all of boxing.
Well, he beat some of the biggest stars in boxing too. He beat
not enough.
De La Hoya. He beat Ricky Hatton. Those were huge names, man. Like, you got to beat the guys. You got to beat big stars to be a star.
But at that point, he's still
boxing. You beat big stars.
But are you disagreeing with me about the English, though? That's the thing I don't get. I get what you're trying to.
Obviously, English is a somewhat of a hindrance, but you make it sound like it's the number one thing that's stopping him from being a star, and that's fucking false, man.
I don't think it's going to happen without it. That's what I'm saying. It's not going to happen without it.
No, if it defines what we mean by a star. Star in the U.S., that's going to obviously be harder. But he could be a star in Europe. He could be a Klitschko in Europe and sell out 50,000 seat stadiums easily and fucking sell pay-per-view over there. No problem. Lomachenko could do that. It's all about what you define as a star. And it defines what Top Rank wants him to be a star in. But yeah, obviously there's some hindrances because of the demographics in the U.S. You know, the Ukraine market isn't as big as the Hispanic demographic. We all know that. But he can easily be a star if he beats big names. If he goes out there and beats a Mikey Garcia, if he goes out there and beats a Terrence Crawford in the next 3 or 4 years, that could potentially make him a star. Right?
Those are big ifs, and I agree with you.
They're not necessarily big ifs. Mikey wants to fight.
No, I'm saying no. They
want this fight.
The if is if he beats them, not if he gets the fight with them. I'm not necessarily in that. I believe he will get some of these fights, right? Because I believe that
a tendency to take big fights,
right? And I agree, but I agree 100%. But I think he's defining him as a star, not in the boxing sense, in the crossover sense, and that's the reason why I brought that up. I don't remember a fighter that I consider a star that has had American success that has not been able to speak English that is not Mexican. That's just, if you could figure out one, then it'd be interesting for me to hear, but I haven't heard of one.
But you're saying just the word star. You can be a star in other markets and be a millionaire and be set for the rest of your life, and your kids be set for the rest of their life. Look at the Klitschkos. They were never U.S. stars, never have been. But they were massive stars in Europe. Lomachenko could do that. Especially if the Ukraine settles down with all of its political issues, and he can somehow go over there and fight in the Ukraine, he would be massive, and we know it.
Yo, we got
Matt, I have to.
We got callers. We got callers.
You understand that the Ukraine is one of the poorest countries in all of Europe. Come on, Matt. That's not a big financial market. There's a reason why. The Klitschko brothers fought out of Germany. I'm telling you, there's not a lot of money.
That too, and he can do that too. What's the big deal?
We have callers. Just saying, fellas. Just saying. Yo, we needed like 129 more subscribers to get to 42,000. Who wants to help?
It's Baltimore, gentlemen. The gods will not save you.
So he's not ready. And then he's like, yo, Ness, Wood. See? Then he'll blame me. Josh, New Orleans, talk to me. Hello. Did we lose everybody? Stainless. Nashville, talk to me. Hello. Is anybody there? Matt, you want to double check that?
I'm checking right now.
Well,
Ness, while you guys check on that, what do you think is preventing Lomachenko Ness from becoming a Or what would it take for Lomachenko to be a star in America?
Well, since Gervonta Davis already said that he's not, ready for him, he wants to build. The public is going to have their eye on Gervonta because of Mayweather. So it's going to take Bob to make the fight with Gervonta. It'll probably be a pay-per-view fight on HBO. Not worthy of one, but the only crossover appeal, right? Because Gervonta has that tie to Mayweather. It's the only selling point. Like, what else can you find unless he moves up to 135 and faces Mikey or somebody of that caliber?
Yeah, I believe that someone like Terrence Crawford is just too big for him. I think down the road, I think Terrence Crawford, by the time that they're really legitimately looking to fight each other, I think Terrence Crawford would have already been a full welterweight. And it's just a big, move up for Lomachenko. I think, his crossover fight is Mikey Garcia, or his biggest fight. It's Mikey Garcia, because he does have some other names in the division. Obviously, Salido being one still, Jezreel Corrales, and those are the two guys in his weight class. But, obviously the bigger names are up. And Tank Davis, like you said, I don't know, he's not relevant in the Lomachenko talks until he himself says he's ready, because when you publicly say you don't want to fight a guy, we obviously have to take your word at that, right?
Yeah, and I mean, and at this point, everyone's going to give him a pass because he said it, right? Like, he basically asked for it. So,
Carl Frampton wants to fight too. Just saying.
He wants what fight?
The Lomachenko fight. If he beats Leo Santa Cruz in the trilogy, he said he was willing to take the fight with Lomo. You could put that in Belfast and it could sell and he could make money. There are money fights for Lomo. I mean, whether that makes him a star or not, I think we need to define what we mean when we say star. Because is he ever going to be $1 million $1 million plus pay-per-view star in the U.S.? Probably not. But even Canelo isn't really that. So, I mean, that's a hard thing to reach. We've only had two of those guys in the last 20 years that have really been that, and then Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao, and then Mike Tyson before that. So
yeah, and Matt, you have to understand, again, that's why I brought up the fact that the Ukraine is one of the poorest countries in Europe, because it's difficult when you don't have a country, even like Russia, for example. Russia is a much larger country, and they have the ability to put on huge fights for your given fighter. So you have to kind of adopt United States as your home country, which is what Lomachenko has done, right? That does not mean that he can't fight around the world and become a world champion like, the old champions used to be. But you have to build yourself somewhere. And it's
what about
difficult.
Germany? What if he pulls a Klitschko? They're both from the Ukraine. There's already a built-in market for Ukrainian fighters in Germany.
You and I agree kind of on conceptually, but you have to understand that the Klitschkos were based out of that area. That's what they were fighting out of Germany. They were European-based fighters, and Lomachenko has really only fought in the U.S. He's Bob Arum promoted. Bob Arum could do it. It's a possibility. I just find it, like, for me, it's a stretch. That's the only thing. It could happen.
I'm not saying it's realistic. I'm saying, could that make him a star? That's what I'm arguing.
Yeah, it's all your definition of a star.
Bob Arum is stuck in his ways. We know that.
Yeah, some people believe, obviously, stars are relative, right? Lucien Boutte, right? He was a pretty big star in Canada when he fought. Regionally. Still is, yeah. Pascal
he can sell out Montreal.
Yeah, Pascal was able to sell up there. So was Adonis, right? And a lot of those guys, relative to what some of us consider stars, none of them were, but they were big, bigger in their home area. Trying to think of some other guys. I mean, think of like Joseph Parker, right? He's a star over in Australia. He's a world champion heavyweight. New Zealand, and it's pretty big over there. It's a big deal for them. So it's all relative, but boxing is not limited to the American market. But when you've only been fighting pretty much in America, we have to assume that's where you're going to continue to fight. It's the same thing. We always say we could take Amir Khan back to the UK and assume how well he could do, which probably is pretty well, but he hasn't fought there. So again, this is all, hypotheticals. It's, it's just like
Canelo. Like, he hasn't fought in Mexico in how long? If he could go down to Mexico and sell any stadium there, probably.
Yeah, we don't know. We don't know. But again, like, I think a better example is maybe if Joshua comes here and fights Wilder, right? Would that sell out Dallas Stadium? Probably not. To assume it would is kind of like assuming things that haven't happened here for a long time. But if they went over there because Joshua's proven to be able to sell, it for sure would sell out, that size of a stadium. But Nestor, are we back up?
Get to some of these callers. We are back. Santiago, talk to me. Oh, wait a minute, Santiago. I'm sorry. Start over, buddy. I forgot to bring you in. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just here with my friends watching the Super Bowl, and I'm just sitting here listening to you guys talk, basically, and fucking hey, man. It almost went down. I thought I'd have to call back, but thank God not for that. It was very heartbreaking to see Sammy lose the way he did, because I was pretty high on Sammy personally. But and honestly, I will take Crow for that, because if I had to have picked, I would have picked him. But I would not have counted out Louis Collazo either. He's been around for a long time. He's been around since Ricky Hatton, my earliest recollection of him. And I look forward to seeing him fight. I would be intrigued with a Porter-Collazo fight and seeing how that pans out. Gerald Washington, I feel the same way that, maybe he's being robbed of the opportunity to get ready for that level of fight. Because when I think of him taking this fight, I think back to when Ray Mancini fought Alex Arguello, how he felt he took that fight too soon. He lost the fight, but we'll see what happens. I don't really have much to say aside from that. If there's anything you guys want to ask me about any other topics that you guys have today, feel free to. Otherwise, that's my call.
Well, I mean, what do you think, Loma and Jason Sosa?
I think it's an intriguing fight. Obviously, I think it's a stay busy fight more than anything. I was the one who called in after his fight with Nicholas Walters and said that I'd rather he get a tune up or something not serious, because I didn't want him to burn out. So I think this is a good fight for him. It'll be interesting to see. I'll tune in to watch this fight. Obviously I'm not thinking too much of it, but I am tuning into the fight.
Well, all right, Santiago, I can't wait. March 3rd, we'll see each other again. Can't wait. Suleiman, the scholar, who told me he's not coming to the TBV Appreciation Night. What's going on, Suleiman?
Yes, how you doing? Yo, how you doing this? I want to start off with a big shout out for Luis Collazo for that big knockout. I think he should fight Errol Spence next. For the vacant belt, because this guy's not fighting. If you put him against Errol Spence, I guarantee you knock Errol Spence out too, and all that hype. Then another big shout out for my boy right there, Chris Eubank Jr. They should call him Bolo, because he's throwing these left uppercuts and knocking everybody out with that left uppercut. He's putting guys in the hospital and all that. That guy was a good fighter. Everybody's saying that Australian can't fight. The Australian was moving his head around. He had good head movement. He had a power jab. And what I like about Chris Eubank, he uses his own style of fighting. He's not Xeroxing, Floyd Mayweather, like all these other young fighters are doing. That's why he's so unorthodox. He got like this shocking jab. He even has that Klitschko leaping left hook. It landed 2 times. The one time it missed, but he still kept his composure and was able to win that belt. I like his format, his platform. He went in and he went for a belt that nobody wanted, and he's gonna make that belt more important. I think he should go for Andre Ward next. He should forget about these bums. And you could see the fear in Andre Ward's heart when he was standing with Eubank. Eubank went right in there with all the big champs and was interviewed by the commentator and all that. And you could see the fear in Andre Ward, because that's a real fighter. The way he won that belt, he made people proud. We'd like to see that fight, man. I want to see a world-class fighter against another world-class fighter. You guys have a good night.
You said Chris Eubank Jr. versus Andre Ward?
Yes, I said Chris Eubank Jr. against Andre Ward. I guarantee you Chris Eubank will put him on his ass. I guarantee you, because Andre Ward looked horrible in that fight with the Sergey Kovalev, and still too, man. He won that belt, but he didn't win in a spectacular manner like
Suleiman, who would you pick? Kovalev or Kovalev versus Eubank? You pick Eubank?
Why should he fight Kovalev? Kovalev has lost.
I'm just wondering, like, if they were to fight, would you pick Kovalev over Eubank?
What you saw right there was 2 pound-for-pound fighters. You saw the real pound-for-pound fighter, Chris Eubank.
Suleiman, I just answer this question. We got to get on another caller. Would you pick Chris Eubank Jr. to beat Sergey Kovalev in a fight?
Yes, but why would he fight Sergey Kovalev? Sergey Kovalev has no belt. He has no belt. He has no belt. I would pick Andre Ward next.
Suleiman.
Andre Ward's a people pound for pound champion. He's a people pound for pound champion. That's the real pound for pound right there. You look at you saw the real pound for pound fight this week, and he beat a guy that was hard to beat. That everybody was ducking him, okay, and he beat him, a real fighter. That he fights a different style. That guy's a power puncher. The guy that he beat was a power puncher. He has a power jab, and he
Suleiman,
and nobody wanted to fight him, and he beat him. Yes.
So why are you not coming to the party? You live in New York City. What's going on?
Yo, why you don't come me the trip? You got guys coming. I'm living in New York in the Bronx, and you could pay for my trip, bring me there, put me in your team, put me a shirt. I see you macking, modeling all over the place. Yo, you should put some more dudes to model right there. Some real dudes, man. Some real typical American New Yorkers in there. You know what I'm saying? You got guys like MD. MD's a doctor. MD is MD gonna be in the show? Put us in there to model with you right there. I see you modeling on YouTube and all these other places. It's about time you start putting some people up there. You know what I'm saying?
So you want me to put you up there, but you're not even coming to the party, though?
Well, I'll go to the party if you pay my trip. I mean,
but you're in the Bronx.
So wait,
taxi cab there? Like, what you gonna buy a subway ticket?
Hold on. Where do you live?
I live in the Bronx. I live in Kingsbridge.
All right. So how far is the Bronx? How far is the Bronx from Manhattan, bro?
It's a bus and a train. It's a bus and a train, Suleiman. You know that. It's a bus and a train.
All the way from Florida, right? And you comp on them with a telly and all that, but you won't comp me and I live in the Bronx in Kingsbridge. You think that's fair?
But I don't know.
Wait, Suleiman. Do you produce this fucking show?
Getting paid. You got talking on your show, getting paid. Me, I'm calling your show for free. You know what I'm saying? I'm waiting an hour for free. These guys, Matt and all of them, are getting paid. I'm not getting paid.
But Suleiman, first off, you don't know what and what not we're getting paid. Secondly, this show is for fucking you having the opportunity to call in. So if you feel like you're not getting enough as a caller to this show, that we give you free content, we spend hours and hours producing, and we're not giving you enough as a caller.
I already know this content.
Well, if you join Patreon, you would know.
I just don't understand how. Why? All right, Suleiman, I'm gonna place you on hold. But I will tell you that you have not helped me understand why you feel you can't come to the party unless we pay your Uber from the Bronx to Manhattan.
I don't want no Uber from your Bronx, man. I want you just to pay the tickets so I can just go in. You're getting a guy, Suleiman Scott, is coming to your show. That's the brand right there. I'm like a Chris Eubank of this show. You know what I'm saying? You guys are hating. You guys don't want me in the show, so I'm going to make my own platform.
No. Listen, nobody's saying we don't want you on the show, but you're acting like it's funny.
He's saying we have to pay for him to be at the party. Suleiman, I'm gonna let you go, bro. But God bless you, man.
No. He's not really saying that. He's saying that it's kind of like
he said I'm the brand.
1 second. Having one
of
the
let's ask him again. Go ahead. Let's ask him again. Suleiman, what did you mean exactly? Because MD is giving you the benefit of the doubt.
Okay. When I call, you say he's providing us with contact. When I call, I give you content too. I watch the fights. I don't give you something that I've read in a book or whatever. I watch the fight. I've watched Chris Eubank fight a world-class fighter that everybody was saying was a world-class. Okay?
He wasn't world-class.
And Renault Quillen was ducking shots and all that. Renault Quillen was using a power. Even you were saying the fight was exciting. But you got all these knuckleheads calling your show that even work for you, saying that the guy was not talented. The guy was heavily talented. He beat a world-class fighter.
No. But okay, so now you have to tell us. Now you have to tell us why Reginald Quinlan is world class.
Okay, Reginald Quinlan is world class, right? Because he showed it in the fight. By
getting knocked out? By getting knocked out by a
But what if Eubank's not the guy who could beat Sergey Kovalev?
He got knocked out by a guy that came up from a weight division underneath him.
a spectacular uppercut, a spectacular left uppercut.
No, he had
After
11
fight,
fights, man. He had 11 fights. He had 11 fights.
Yeah,
You're calling
11
him world
fights.
class.
Why did he have 11 fights? Okay, if you team, ask your team, why does Reginald Quillen have 11? I want to prove it to you. Why does Reginald Quillen have 11 in 2 fights right now? So it has a record like that. Why? Because he had lapses in between.
But who did he beat in those fights?
He didn't have the lapses. Reginald Quillen would have 30 or 40 fights.
Suleiman, man, we love you, man. We hope you can make it to the party. I do apologize that you feel that way. I
mean, Ness, we just have to pay. We just have to pay Suleiman. If we want Suleiman on the show, we just have to remember that his
providing content, and you know,
we have to pay him for his voice.
No, his brand. He said it's Suleiman the Scholar, which is the name I gave him. You know, these fucking people are crazy, bro. I'm sorry to say it like that, but yo, and not you, Suleiman, because it's another guy that you. I gave him a name. He stole it, ran with it, made videos. And everything.
I'm going to be honest. If Suleiman is actually being legitimate in what he says, he is crazy.
No, I believe this Suleiman is legitimate in what he's saying, and
so he's crazy.
Suleiman, I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to bring you back on and tell you this. Like, you know, this is our 3rd event. So once we get bigger, I will bring you in. If you still can't afford to come and party with us in the future, hopefully we get bigger and I can afford to bring you in. All right. I just want you to know that I do appreciate you calling in. So thanks for calling in. What's up, brother? You there, brother?
Not everybody call forward. Thank you for the offer. Hello?
Yeah.
Hello? Not everybody call forward that. Okay.
All right. So are you saying that if someone paid your ticket, you would come to the party? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I would show, because I gotta pay my bills. I owe 2 jobs, and I'm making ends. I can't make ends meet. You know what I'm saying? I'm working 2 jobs.
So how bad do you want to go to the party, Suleiman? How bad do you want to go to the party?
Yeah, I will go, man. I will go dropping a hat, man. I will go and dropping a hat, man.
But Suleiman, let me say something.
You telling me for your favorite show that you call in every single time there's a show, you ain't got 5 on it. You ain't got nothing towards the ticket, so that the show that you listen to can provide food and entertainment and fighters for you to mingle with. You telling me?
But I actually, I'm not even going with that angle, because here's the thing, Suleiman, right? You came on the show and you were like, shit, you should be paying for my fucking ass to come to the show because I'm Suleiman the Scholar, and you know I put in the work as a caller and I should get a free ticket. If you would have came to one of the people in the Boxing Voice with that, Ness, can you mute?
Attitude that you guys give Chris Eubank. That's what Chris Eubank.
Ness, can you mute? Can you move up? Can you move up? I can't deal with this. Because if you would have just came to one of the people that, like me, like Matt, like Ness, like Steven, and you would have said that I would love to come, but there's a financial issue, we would have let me talk, Ness. If we would have tried to do something or talk about it or whatever the fuck, right? But like, don't come on and try to say that you deserve for us to pay for you to come to a show. Like, listen.
Well, this is what we're gonna do, MD.
It's ridiculous.
This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna make a poll. Suleiman feels that he's a good caller that provides great content for the show. He feels he watches the fights and he makes sometimes even better analysis than most. Right, Suleiman?
Yes, sir.
So we're going to make a poll. Let the listeners decide. If Suleiman come to the party, Nestor Gibbs, founder of the TBV, will definitely waive the fee. We will let Suleiman the Scholar, the brand.
No, he needs more than you waiving the fee. He needs you to buy a ride there and back.
No, you got your own way to the party, right? You don't need a ride, right?
I don't need no way. You need to be accepted inside.
What?
That's all.
He needs a limo.
Yeah, just the ticket.
Just the ticket, right? Just the ticket.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, Suleiman, we're gonna put it out.
I'm gonna be modest.
He's gonna be modest. I love it. Hey, Suleiman, I love you. I'm telling you, we're gonna see. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we officially want you to start voting. Does Suleiman the Scholar get in absolutely free? Is he a brand? Is he a part of the show? Who deserves that free ticket? Remember, I said I wanted to give away a free ticket anyway. Does Wood get that free ticket? Should Wood get a free ticket and be nominated for the best caller? He feels he deserves best caller. I've been seeing him in the chat all day talking about, yo, am I the best caller? Yo, am I the best caller? Yo.
Wait, I have to bring up. Listen, I will
Was that your
address.
impersonation of Wood? Sorry, was that your impersonation of Wood? Because that was awful.
No, that's my impersonation of MD when he does his impersonation of Wood.
Wait, I have to say one thing. I do have to say one thing because I won't give out specific names in the chat, but someone goes, MD does way more MD does more for the show than Suleiman. Why is this even a discussion? Like, I'm sorry. Like, why is this even a discussion? Like, you don't understand the amount of hours that Matt, myself, Ness put into this show in general. Like, I get it. Like, callers are callers, right? And you guys could contribute in a way. And listen, there are other people who listen to the show and call in who want more time, who want to build themselves and, build the name. And you could call in. You guys feel free to make your own YouTube channel. If you don't feel like that, you're getting enough time, you're getting enough content.
They really
whatever. I don't know what to fucking tell you.
Buy that mixer that costs a shit ton of money. Buy the mic, buy the camera, buy all the lighting, okay, and do all the hours of watching tape, doing the podcast, writing articles, editing articles, posting them, and then we can come, have this discussion about who's gonna get paid, what to come to the fucking show.
Listen, the bigger you get, the more attacks you'll get, man. You got to just take them. You got to roll with the punch. You see, Ness, I'm on the ropes like rope-a-dope. I'm Muhammad Ali over here. That's why it's nothing to me. I've been here before. This is not my first rodeo. And, guys like Suleiman the Scholar, they come. You got to take that constructive criticism. I hear you, Suleiman. We want
constructive criticism. Fuck you, pay me. That's what it was.
He's in the Bronx. He's in New York. Like,
I got that soundbite too. Maybe it's under the rapper soundbites category. You are. Yo, why'd you stop, Matt? Stop. Why you play that? That's fucked up.
Yo, Suleiman's also gonna ask you.
What's going on? Stainless in Nashville is actually coming. So there's a lot of people runner-up for Caller of the Year 2017. Stainless, you're definitely in the runnings, man. Definitely a nomination. What's going on?
Man, I need to be that 2017 Caller of the Year because I don't know if you noticed. I don't call in with all that extra, man. It's called appreciation, man, for a reason. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? Going to get on polls. You know what I'm saying? Because I do want to see people like Wood. I do want to see people like Suleiman because, like you said, we all have contrasting views, and it's a good chance for us to get together, discuss, you know what I'm saying, and unite and get more cohesive, you know what I'm saying. But let's appreciate, you know what I'm saying, what the fuck we got here in the Boxing Voice podcast, man, because it's extraordinary, man. It's callers online. Suleiman is up there in New York. I'm from Detroit and down here in Nashville. You got people coming from the UK. You got people coming from South Africa. I don't know where Muhammad, he called from somewhere.
Kimo came from the UAB.
He called from somewhere different every time. Yeah, I mean, we got people, not to mention fighters, man. You know what I'm saying? If my $150 makes sure that all that shit get to go down, then that's what the fuck it's gonna do. Matter of fact, it's gonna be $300 for me because I'm bringing somebody to keep me company. So you know what I'm saying? Like, let's just enjoy the boxing, man. I don't understand with these cats. If you ain't coming, you ain't coming, man. We'll see you at the next one because it ain't like this shit gonna stop. You know what I'm saying? Like we doing this TBV shit forever. You know what I'm saying? Like the appreciation is just gonna get greater and greater. There's more fighters coming to this one that came to the last one. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? Let's just enjoy that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry to get on that rant. You know what I'm saying?
No.
You know
I'm glad you said it and not me.
You know
I'm glad someone else said it, bro.
I mean, because I know y'all have to be objectional, you know what I'm saying, in y'all views. So I get that y'all have to take a back seat sometimes, man. Sometimes I gotta have tougher skin, you know what I'm saying, to just let some shit roll. I understand.
Obviously not MD.
Like I said, I'm somebody. Well, you know, it got to him because I can understand when this man is I'm sure he's probably working as well as going to school as well as putting in his own time. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if he is getting paid for it, it's not enough to suffice for the hours of free time that he's giving up for rest. You know what I'm saying? My children's mother, you know what I'm saying? She's a nurse. You know what I'm saying? Like, they see some tragic shit. Even if it's not they seen, they can see some tragic shit just in passing. You know what I'm saying? So I respect, you know what I'm saying? Like I say, I don't always agree with MD, but I respect that man for what he is and what he giving me, which is a format to talk to all different type of boxing fans all over the world, whether they novices, whether they don't know shit about boxing and just getting into it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm in the media. I know enough You know what I'm saying? But I don't know everything. I'm not a hipster. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I just got back into boxing maybe in the last 5 or 6 years. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? It's cool. Like Matt hinted to earlier, boxing need that drama. You know what I'm saying? We men, we full of testosterone. You know what I'm saying? Fortunately, it's women who listen too. You know what I'm saying? My gal occasionally listen with me just because I'm listening in. She know that I won't be distracting until that shit go off. So, you know what I'm saying? She put up with it. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't even get to talk about my boxing shit because I done heard, you know, the last time I got that, I heard that from Wood. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's cool, man. I understand because times are tough. You know what I'm saying? Some of us, you know what I'm saying? Boxing is a blue collar sport built mostly of blue collar fans. You know what I'm saying? Who support blue collar fighters. You know what I'm saying? You know, which was the point I wanted to get to. We have to be more objectionable or more subjective to the fact that our American fighters are American fighters. In the UK, they might not be the best, you know what I'm saying? But they still cheer for and support them instead of just cutting them down every time. And that's where we get lost, man. We get so busy criticizing, you know what I'm saying, and breaking them down so analytically to their purest form that we miss out on the talent of, I mean, Deontay Wilder, you know who he is. Not just because of podcasts and streams like this, but because the man puts his face out there. You know what I'm saying? And it's not in a negative way. The guy comes out with a good story. You know what I'm saying? Daniel Jacobs. You know what I'm saying? Another one. You know what I'm saying? The Peterson brothers. You know what I'm saying? You got all these guys who come with these great stories. Even Terrence Crawford. You know what I'm saying? Who's also an ambassador to Africa. You know what I'm saying? Through boxing. Who got all these great stories, who are doing all this great stuff for American boxing, and instead of building them up any chance, we tear them down, man. And we really got to start doing that, man. I mean, if nothing else, cheer for him because he here with us going through the same shit we going through every day. You know what I'm saying? Like, put that shit to the sometimes put that shit to the side. Thank you for giving me so much time, man. I really didn't mean to get on these rants. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I smoke a lot of weed. Y'all have me over here cracking up through this. And that's important because, you know what I'm saying, it's that release at the same time. But, you know what I'm saying, to the fans, please, you know, shit, man, come on, man. Enjoy the boxing, man, and enjoy the boxing voice. Now, thank you. Give me my last 10 seconds. Please please make sure you like and share this and every episode of the Boxing Voice podcast, man. Peace.
Stainless, man. Thanks for calling in, brother. We truly appreciate it. Can't wait for March 3rd. It can't get here fast enough, man. I'm going to meet so many great people. This one is going to be memorable. And every day I am reminded of that. Joshua in New Orleans, talk to us.
Yeah, man. This is a good show tonight. I agree with you earlier when you said something about Deontay Wilder being able to struggle with fighters like Fury. Any other body that stand in front of them, I just think they're going to get knocked out. Lomachenko and Sosa, it's a good fight. I would like to see Lomachenko really fight the fighters that he get all the hype for, because he's not fighting nobody. The only person he fought was Nicholas Walters, after Nicholas Walters been on that layoff and stuff like that. But that's just my opinion. I don't think the dude pound for pound, I think he still got a lot more to prove in the sport. And MD is a fanboy behind Golovkin and Lomachenko. For as Errol Spence and Kell Brook, I don't think the fight will happen. Kell Brook has kind of shown his true colors on what he planned on doing in the sport. And if he'd been for the Errol Spence, he'd have been for them. I bet anybody on here that Lomachenko lose a fight before Errol Spence, lose another fight before Errol Spence lose his first fight. I do like that Brook fight because Brook, for his size and comparison, I feel like nobody at welterweight can beat Errol Spence. So I'm talking about the Keith Urbans, the Dan Garcias, anybody. Nobody can't beat him except maybe a Kell Brook because his size and what he brings to the table and stuff like that. But I still feel like Errol is a better technical discipline fighter than Kell Brook, and he'll eventually either stop him or just outbox him. That's all I got pretty much, unless y'all got something else for me.
Joshua, man, what's it gonna take to get you out to a TBV appreciation night all the way in New Orleans, man? That's a little trip.
I work a lot, man. I do a lot of traveling as it is already. That's why I can't never book myself for nothing like that. Right now, I'm just chasing this money. I own my own truck and stuff, and I'm just trying to just make my money right now until I get. And plus, my daughter, she's a superstar basketball player. I do a lot of traveling with her too as well. So my schedule be booked.
What
So
you,
I mean,
you
if I
got
get something free,
you got the big rig?
yeah, I own a truck. And like I said, my daughter, I do a lot of traveling with her too. And I got a daughter that do cheerleading and all that stuff. So I'll be booked with a lot of stuff. So I kind of don't be looking forward to nothing else but that, honestly. But if something ever freed up and I wanted to make some time for myself like that, I would do it.
I hear you, man. Superstar basketball player. She gonna make it to the WNBA?
Shit, she said she gonna be the first woman to play in the NBA.
Okay.
She got the talent.
Well, Joshua, you keep calling in because we definitely want to, stay up to date on that. Thank you again for your call. We're gonna go to what looks like a new caller.
What about Wood? You want to go to Wood very fast, right?
See, I'm glad I texted you to remind me, man. Wood thinks I do it on purpose, bro. It's just that I go down the line. He dropped off because of the Blog Talk issue. But I did want to get back to Wood. Remember that we are nominating Wood for...
It's Baltimore, gentlemen. The gods will not save you.
He feels he deserves Caller of the Year, and a free ticket.
Yeah, man.
You deserve Caller of the Year
ticket.
and a free ticket, right?
I'll be there. I thought about it, Ness. I'll be there. We had that little conversation. What was that? When we talked, was that yesterday?
One of them days.
Yeah, I think it was yesterday.
Yeah,
maybe.
Or the day before, I think.
One of those days, yeah. I'm gonna make it, man. I'm just gonna jump. It's gonna be in Brooklyn, right?
Money making Manhattan.
Hello. Oh, the Manhattan. No, that's even better. Yeah, I'm gonna make it, man. It's on a Friday or a Saturday.
It's on a Friday.
Friday.
But you don't even know if you won the ticket yet. What you mean? You don't even know if you won the ticket yet. We got to see the results of the poll. What if Suleiman
won it?
How you think you won it? We ain't
Suleiman, don't give it to them. Don't give it to Suleiman. Suleiman need help, man. First, let him go to rehab, and then once he get out of rehab, he go to the next one, man. Suleiman need help, man.
What you talking about?
Suleiman need help.
What you talking about?
Oh man, I didn't suppose to say that. Hey,
No, I'm just saying. I mean, it's a poll. It's a poll. It's a poll. There's a poll, right? So like we gonna see what the callers say. Who they feel deserves, wins that, ticket. I mean, there's other people. Somebody else could get it for all you know. I don't know. But yeah, you were talking Chris Eubank.
Yeah, Chris Eubank. He looked shitty yesterday, man. He looked shitty, and his little Dr. Evil, his coach looked like Dr. Evil and shit. He looked shitty, man. He looked. The fight was he was all marked up, and the bum wasn't even marked up. The bum looked good. The bum didn't have a scratch on him. The bum didn't have not one scratch. He had scratches all over his body. The bum looked good. Pause.
Man, I don't know what you're talking about.
Man.
I don't know what you're talking. I don't know what fight
the bum he fought. The bum he fought. They had no scratches.
I wouldn't care what you call
all the scratches.
I wouldn't care what you call him. I seen Eubank hit him with everything.
But he don't know how to sit on his punches. He's slapping. He slap punches. He just going slapping punches. He don't know how to sit down on his punches.
Nah.
He don't turn his punches over right. He just slapping and throwing. He fight he fight amateurish, man. He fight terrible, man. Eubank look terrible, man. He got to change. He's a step below world level, man. He like 2 or 3 steps below world level. He looks terrible. And he's exciting. He throw wild punches. He wild, but he don't turn his punches over correctly. Go in the box and he don't sit down on his punches.
You don't agree with that, though?
Turn his hips.
You don't agree with that?
He don't turn his hips. He don't turn his hips over.
I think that I seen Chris Eubank land more flush shots.
But look who he was fighting.
But what about the turning it over aspect, right?
I think I seen him land more flush, accurate shots than deflected, non-turned over punches.
All right.
I seen accuracy last night. Suleiman didn't lie about the lead left hook. That landed very cleanly. Uppercuts, combination uppercuts. I'm talking about, you know, he started off with the jab, then a hook, then a fucking uppercut, or maybe jab, uppercut, hook.
That's not a to be honest, that's not a very smart combination to start boxing.
That's not a what?
You need to calm down.
That's not a smart combination to go in.
It wouldn't matter if it's
yes, it
smart.
would matter. It wouldn't matter if it's
landed it. He landed it. He landed it. Like, I mean, damn, this reminds me of the time when Luis Collazo landed a body shot on fucking Keith Thurman. He doesn't go down, and everyone acts like he took a knee.
What?
He landed the shots.
And yes.
What?
And yes. Hello? And yes.
Yes.
Hello?
Yes.
Y'all talk for 10 hours. Y'all talk for 10 hours before y'all start taking calls. And then y'all start talking in between people calls.
Wood, we don't have a timer on you. We don't have a timer on you, Wood. It's okay.
You want us to put the bell on? We don't even use the bell for you.
Oh,
nah, I'm gonna give you your bell.
I know y'all didn't have a timer.
That's how you know, because you hear that bell. You hear that bell. You heard it now, though.
Now you're on the timer.
Man, y'all fucking me over, man. Y'all do me.
Now you still got 2 minutes and 49 seconds. Go ahead. You still got 2 minutes and 46, 45, 44.
Yeah, number. All right, yeah. I'm gonna say what's up with Brooks, man. Brooks, what y'all think? Brooks trying to duck out. Trying.
Do you want us to talk now? What do you want to talk?
He making Brooks. MD, don't start this shit, please, man. And MD.
That was Matt. That was Matt, by the way.
That was good.
That was not me, but
that was totally me.
But go ahead and ask your question, Wood.
Yo, stop cutting him off. Y'all just ate up 20 of his seconds, man.
That's terrible, man. Hey, what y'all think about Brooks trying to duck? He trying to get out. Do you think y'all think he's scared of Spence, man?
Do you want us to talk now, or do you want to talk?
That was what. Yeah, one second. We talked about it for our 2 fucking hours that you complained that we didn't interrupt in the show. So if you want to hear our opinion of that, you could listen to the early part of the show. So we kind of said that, Wood, clearly.
Okay. I'm sorry about that. Y'all seem like y'all was speaking another language. Y'all was talking so much.
Wood, maybe if you instead of just trolling in the chat, hating all the time, if you were listening to the show, you would kind of, actually hear what we're saying.
I mean, don't take that shit personal, man. Don't get.
Nah, I'm trying. This is MD's. You guys listen to the show. And if I could help some of the callers out with some of their,
But sometimes you know.
Hey, Wood. Yo, Wood, they got you in the chat. Yo, Giovanni said you sound like Suleiman's brother.
Oh, yeah. I probably do to them. Because these niggas, I don't know. I probably do to them, man. It got
oh, my God. Somebody
in that chat, man.
Somebody said it's this Angel Carter. Yo, Wood, they really trying to gun you right now. Good. How you going to win that trophy if they gunning you? They said they think you try. They said they.
Yeah, tell them to subscribe to my channel, man.
That's right. Wood's got a YouTube channel. Wood's got a YouTube channel. It's called Wood to God. Head on over to his YouTube channel. Give him a sub. Check out his videos. And remember, he's nominated for Caller of the Year for 2017.
Wood, have you used the phrase "caveman" on your channel yet?
You gotta understand that, like.
I will beat it. I'm gonna beat it. And I'm gonna turn Manhattan. I'm gonna turn Manhattan up, man. I'm gonna dance. I'm gonna have my John Travolta suit on, man. I'm gonna turn Manhattan up.
No one gets an award that isn't at the party. I headlocked Andre Rozier's award. You know what I mean? Like, you got to come pick that up. All right, we got to get to some. Look, we got a lot of first-time callers, possibly, or this producer is sleeping on the job.
All right, so I have to bring up.
Their numbers are not on our list.
Wait, since I got heat earlier, and because not heat, you're right. If I take something out of the chat, I should give the actual name, right? This is pretty funny. Joseph Chitlock. Are all American people like that? No, I'm from America too.
like what?
Oh, like
Wood.
Like Wood, I guess.
I assume that's what he was referring to. I saw that.
But everybody's different, America is the melting pot. We have all different types of people in general.
Well, especially in the East, it's a lot more diverse. Like I was just in Alabama, bro, and they're all the same. Like everyone's super duper nice.
That's the East.
I know
too.
probably a long time ago, it was probably not the place for me to be at, the right state for me to be at. But right now, everyone's pretty fucking nice.
But it's a big, but you say that, Ness, and I agree, obviously, historically speaking. But in the South, like you said, I'm glad you brought that up. And I don't really live in the deep South. I live in a college town surrounded. People are typically like, friendly. It's a different type of thing, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. I mean, you feel
Yeah,
the
you
love.
see Confederate flags. That's all.
You probably do.
You see, but like that's a negativity that Matt brings. But like again, Wilder is Wilder is black and he's proud to be from Alabama. Are you going to call him ignorant for saying that?
Did I ever say that he's a Confederate flag wearing motherfucker? No, I said there are people that wear that flag and wave that flag proudly in Alabama because I've been in Alabama. I've seen it.
Cool. Probably, but I'll tell you one thing: they all know Wilder, bro. He said, "My Iron Throne at Ness, you got 2016 Caller of the Year award sitting on your mantle." No, 2016 of the year that went to 646 Chris, and Monster Piece got female 2016 Caller of the Year. So yeah, and the other 2016.
Was she running on a poll though? Let's keep it real.
The other 2016 Caller of the Year was JP. Those were both well deserved.
Mm-hmm.
So this year there's more. There's a lot of beef. You know what I'm saying? That category it's tough. I might, just to let everybody try and not everybody get a win, but just to make it more categories, I might have to break some people up and give them like rookie caller or something, right? Because like we got to really do some thinking amongst the team. How long has Stainless been calling in, right? Like, does he got a legitimate year? Let me go back to him. Is he around? Is he in there? Did he drop off? He dropped off? He did drop off. Damn. All right, let's get to 609 here. 609. Who's this? First time calling in? 609. Six zero nine. 702 Las Vegas. Las Vegas.
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. First time calling in?
No, this is my second time.
All right. What's your name, brother?
My name is Daryl.
Daryl from Vegas. Talk to me, man. What's on your mind?
Yeah. I think if I know, there's been some talk of some people say Luis Cruz, Collazo, excuse me. Got a lot on my mind. Him and Sean Porter should, have at it. If Berto's not going to step in the mix, the cut on his eye was pretty bad, and I think Sean wants to get back in there pretty fast. So I would think, why not Felix Diaz? But I know some people say maybe because of the experience of Diaz, maybe him not against Porter, but I don't think that would be a bad matchup. I think that would be a good matchup.
Lou DiBella did say that he wants Felix Diaz to stay at 140.
Say it again?
Lou DiBella, Felix Diaz's promoter, did say that Felix Diaz wants to stay at 140.
And Felix Diaz, I've seen him in person. Okay. He is legitimately 5'5".
Had he? I thought one of his fights was at welterweight.
He beat Sammy Vasquez at welterweight. Yes,
and he had to move up to that weight class because he wasn't getting any fights at his natural weight class.
Okay. Well, what about the guy who beat Mauricio Herrera, Frankie Gomez? I know he's with Golden Boy. An undefeated guy most people are not familiar with, but I thought Mauricio Herrera is a guy who's, in my opinion, has looked good against Danny Garcia and David Benavidez.
Herrera has
Jr.
a fight.
That's just my opinion.
I spoke to Herrera. I actually invited him to the TV Appreciation Night, but he's got a fight.
There's no reason it shouldn't be Berto, realistically. It should be Berto Porter. And they're both fight underneath the same network, and the fight makes sense. I think obviously, I mean, I would heavily favor Sean Porter, but I think if Andre Berto wants to continue fighting at that level, I think that fight has to make sense. Ness, do you agree with that?
If Andre Berto wants
the
to
reason
keep
why
fighting, you're saying he needs to fight guys like Porter? I believe so, if that's what you're saying.
I'm just saying that fight makes the most sense.
But I'm just throwing out other names in the mix just in case if that fight wouldn't happen, to think of other possibilities.
Yeah.
Who knows, negotiations, whatever,
And you're right about that cut. If Sean Porter wants to get
that cut looked pretty bad on his eye, during the fight. I don't know if y'all saw his eye; it looked pretty banged up. And I think, like I said, Porter wants to get back in there.
Nah, it's on our
he's been out for a long
Instagram,
time.
bro. That was a deep cut, man. Deep cut.
Yeah, and that's not the type of fight, and that's not the type of fight worth it.
Fight.
Yeah, he probably won't be able to make it because I actually that video was from the hospital when they were stitching it up.
And I think Wilder, I remember people, saying not giving him much credit against Stavern. They thought Stavern was going to be the guy. And then when Wilder beat him, nobody really kind of gave him any credit. And I think regardless of what Wilder does, he's just one of these guys. People are just not going to give him credit regardless. That's just how it is. And I think there's just a number of guys like that. For some people who don't like Golovkin or don't like Lomachenko, if people don't like a certain guy, they're just not going to give him credit regardless. And I just think Deontay Wilder is that guy. There's, of course, a lot of reasons behind that, which is
Darryl, I tried to give you as much, but that was your 3 minutes. But, head on over to Patreon. There's some perks over there that may be beneficial to long-winded callers. But I want to thank you for calling in. We're going to save you. Maybe the producer will save you down this time, being this is your second time calling. Darryl from Las Vegas.
He's good to go. He's saved. I got you, Darryl. Don't worry.
That's what he says now, Darryl.
It's in the Google Doc. Check it, Ness. Check it.
Hey, Darryl, how about you come to New York City and party with us, boxing fans over here. Let's go to 631. Looks like he called in before, but Mr. Producer.
Blame Steven. That's Steven's fault.
Let's blame the guy that's not here. 631, what's going on, brother?
Nothing much. Just enjoying your show so far. I'm just feeling the good vibes, and I'm just calling to talk. Like boxing. I want to say I'm just really excited about boxing this year, man. Things are looking up.
I know it's been such a great first quarter. Such a great first quarter. And so much lined up. But listen, I cut you off purposely. I obviously want to get your name down so that we do not just have to keep calling you 631, So
90 seconds.
Don't worry about her. Everybody just press 1 if you want to talk. All right. He's John. John from?
John from New York.
Oh, this is a New York area code. I had no clue. All right, John. Well, go ahead. Take it away, brother.
Long Island area code, Suffolk County. Yeah, man. I just feel.
Oh, John, we got you with a different number, by the way. Is this the number they're going to be calling for more often?
Nah, I called like 2 other times. I was calling from my other.
60 seconds.
But
don't worry. Call in with 10 numbers, man. We're going to make Matt work.
No doubt. It seems like I'm the only person in the world who's upset about James Kirkland having to pull out of his fight.
You are.
Man, people don't like James Kirkland.
Well, he's kind of washed.
Not kind of. He is.
Yeah, but I don't really know about that, man. He's an exciting fighter. Every time he's ever fought, it's a crazy fight. And I think personally that he would have beat Cotto. And especially if he was back with Ann, I feel like he would have definitely beat Cotto. He was too big for him. And it seems like Cotto, like every time he's
10 seconds.
Pressure fighters, and I think that James Kirkland is, he is the pressure fighter.
I hear you, man, but it's just too much what ifs in your theory. It's like, what if James Kirkland would have been back on his grind? what if? Like, I mean, to say that he's going to be Cotto, it's a far step. I mean, the fight with Canelo and Cotto, it wasn't like Canelo washed Cotto, right? Like, that was a pretty even fight.
I personally thought that Cotto won that fight, to be honest with you.
Well, there you go. Brother. I mean,
I'm a big James Kirkland guy. I don't know why. I think he's like one of the most exciting fighters in boxing to watch. You know, he just brings like a whole nother like energy to boxing. He's like a killer in there. He's a fucking crazy motherfucker, and he's just exciting to watch, I guess, you know?
I hear you, man. So you're from Long Island. Is that anywhere near Joe Smith, right? He's up that way, somewhere that way, right?
Yeah, I actually used to, he actually trained at the boxing gym, like not too far from my house. I used to watch him train a couple times, like actually a long time ago, like 7 years ago, you know, back when he was like a little kid and he was just turning pro.
So are you going to support him and go to the Nassau, what is it, Nassau Coliseum? He's trying to bring Donna Stevenson out there to you guys, or what?
Yeah, it'll be cool to go see that. I think that could be a tough fight for him, but I'll definitely be rooting for him to win. You know? Yeah, man, and I wanted to talk about that cat, fucking, what's that guy's name? He was like 2 or 3 callers ago. He was saying some really funny shit, man. I was on the line just dying laughing. He was saying that Chris Eubank had fucking Andre Ward in fear and shit like that. I was like, what is this guy?
Hey, Matt, where you go?
Who do we go? Who to who?
What, you see, you didn't update his name. I can't. What's it? Fuck. 631. Sorry, I had to cut you off, but you did run over on your 3 minutes there. And the caller,
John from New York, from
John,
Long Island.
Long Island. No, put Long Island, not New York. John, sorry, I had to cut you off. Obviously, you know, everybody gets around to talk. The caller you're speaking of is Suleiman the Scholar. Yeah, he feels that, you know, what's his name? Chris Eubank Jr. is gonna. It's funny how things work, right? Because wasn't it Senior that said that his son would wreck Andre Ward? So now guys like Suleiman are saying the same thing. It's crazy, man.
The Eubanks are delusional.
Yeah, John from Long Island. Thanks for calling in. We got to Wood. We got BJ, Minnesota. Talk to me, brother.
What's going on, Boxing Voice? I'm going to try to make this short and sweet because I have grown to be long-winded, but I'm going to try to make this short. Didn't get a chance to watch any of the fights this weekend, but I'm going to do that tonight. But I do want to say big ups to Boxing Voice for having an appreciation night, because there's a lot of podcasts out there that don't celebrate the people that are a part of the show. So I want to say big up to you guys for that. And I wish I could join you. Maybe the next one, I definitely want to come. That's for sure. But as far as Deontay Wilder's opponent, I'm glad that he's facing Gerald Washington instead of this Warwick kid that he was supposed to face, regardless of whether or not that was due to bad drug test or not. I'm just glad he's facing someone who is somewhat of a step up in level of competition. And as far as Miguel Cotto and what's that cat, Kirkland, I felt sad. I don't even know the guy's name, but but I'm glad that he's not fighting him. I mean, that would have just been a disgrace for boxing fans all around. So whoever his opponent is, I will be glad to see it, and I'll be happy for it. But that's my call, and everybody support the Boxing Voice, because, like I said, they appreciate the people that call in. This is us, gave you an appreciation night. So thanks again, and have a good rest of the night.
All right. Well, thank you for calling in, BJ, and thank you for your, translation of what our appreciation night is. And it's just that. I mean, the name couldn't be more self-explanatory, We're just obviously showing appreciation for how far we've come, how big, the listenership has grown, how this family and community continues to grow and thrive, man. I mean, here we are doing things that we never thought would be possible, right? We're going to be amongst people that we've talked to for many, many years from different parts of the world, you know, right in each other's face. And we're going to be able to do that amongst the fighters that we watch on TV, you know, so it's going to be great, man. I mean, this is the third one, and it just continues to get better, you know. We don't have a stage 4 feet off the floor or anything like that, but we got a little platform this time, you know. We're moving on up. We even got a spotlight, you know what I'm saying? I got rosy cheeks right now because we've never been in the red, bro. We're in the green. We continue to grow, and we continue to do, you know, something different and innovative every time. And this one, it's going to be epic, man. Join us. Rich from Stockton, California, right? 209, talk to me.
Hello?
Yes, sir. What's going on, brother?
I think you got me confused with somebody else. This is my first time calling in.
All right. Well, that's my producer dropping the ball. What's going on, 209? How long have you been listening?
A couple months now. You guys are really entertaining.
Well, thank you. How'd you find us?
Looking around for a boxing podcast on my iTunes app.
Cool. All right. Well, what is your name? Well, actually, don't even tell us your name. Around here, we have a little tradition. We play this first-time caller intro. It's really an introduction as if you're coming into the ring. So, obviously, our show is the ring. You get 3 minutes to talk. So, you know, we want to go ahead and play that intro. You introduce yourself, and you go right into it.
Ladies and gentlemen, making his professional debut,
The White Rabbit. That's what the guys at my boxing gym that I work out at call me.
All right, White Rabbit. Well, all right. I mean, I know the Easter Bunny is Robert Easter Jr. He changed it now, but he had his reasons for calling himself E-Bunny. Why do they call you the White Rabbit?
I don't know. I never asked.
All right. Well, talk some boxing with us, brother.
All right. With Kell Brook, I know a lot of people wanted to see him fight Amir Khan. I kind of wanted to see him have a rematch with Sean Porter, just because I like Sean Porter. I would like to see him get the opportunity to avenge that loss, because I know it was a pretty close decision. With Deontay Wilder and against Washington, like, I hope that Wilder fights the winner of Klitschko Joshua, and that Washington, like, when he fights Wilder, he looks good enough that, like, that he doesn't lose, like, too bad that it doesn't, like, kill his career, because I think he does have some potential compared to some of Wilder's last opponents. And then, like, I'd rather see Marquez versus Cotto rather than Kirkland, because I think Kirkland, if he's going to fight another big opponent, he needs to warm up with a couple of club fighters first. And I just, after Cotto and Marquez, if they fight, I'd just like to see them retire afterwards, because they're getting up there, especially Marquez.
So White Rabbit, where are you from? Because I thought are you still from Stockton?
Yeah, 209 Stockton.
Okay.
I actually live near Stockton. I live out in the middle of nowhere in a town called Copperopolis. It's a little town up in the mountains.
All right, brother. Well, good luck there in the gym. Great call. And hope you keep calling back. We're going to try and make sure that the White Rabbit from near Stockton, that we don't botch up that name again. But, man, that's been a great show. We got through everybody. I want to remind everyone that I'm looking for a social media content manager that has experience with Instagram. I really need an Instagram content manager. We got to get those Instagram numbers up. And you know, TBV, we don't buy followers around here. We earn them. So, you know, we need a manager to kind of Help us out with that. Make sure that we post as much as we do on all the other platforms. Matt, I mean, Super Bowl, man. We had a great show, Super Bowl show for us.
Yeah, I have no idea what the Super Bowl is.
Me neither, bro. Me neither. But we got through everything, I think. Any topics that we didn't touch on? I mean, we didn't really touch on the Barrera thing. You know what I do want to say is that for all of us that thought that was going to land on the March 4th card, it's not. You know, Yvonne Michelle's talking late March, early April, so they're not even putting that on the Brooklyn card. You know what I'm saying? What is Danny Garcia Thurman undercard looking like? And we didn't mention the ticket. What's the coupon for the tickets? Shit. No fees. You got 2 hours, and Pacific people, obviously you got more time, but you know, East Coast, I think you only got 2 hours. Hopefully it doesn't work like that. It's on West Coast midnight. But the point is, they're waiving all online fees. So, you know, normally you got to pay like $12, $13 worth of fees. So now you can get your ticket for whatever the flat rate is once the producer has the code. You got Carlos mad. Carlos is a Patreon. What you do to Carlos? And he gonna be at the party. Carlos, don't worry. We bring in the boxing pads.
Who doesn't know anything about boxing, and I spend more hours watching fights than 90% of people. So it's just ridiculous.
Oh well, maybe we'll have to have a contest, Carlos. See if you don't win. What do you see? We already given you shirts and bags. What could we give? We'll see what you give you this time, but we're gonna see who knows more, you or Matt. Standoff. It's the stage. We got the stage out there. We're gonna make sure this thing gets done right. Remember that Wood is under the assumption that he deserves an award for the best caller. So put in your bids, man. Let us know. Does Wood deserve it? Right? Best caller. We got to make the official polls because we're gonna start taking down these votes for guys like Stainless, Marcus, man, JD. I just got word that JD. He's been calling in for years now. You know, it's just so many.
I don't see a code on here anywhere. I see a link. So, like, I'll put it this way. For anyone that wants to get, we can tweet it. If you want it personally to get emailed to you, email me at matt@mix.
No. Do it from the Twitter, bro.
From the Twitter?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
Just go to @ThaBoxingVoice on Twitter. You don't even need a Twitter account to do it. You can go from Google and put the Boxing Voice Twitter and, you know, get our last tweet. The link will be there so you can save some money on the Thurman Garcia fight. Even if you're not coming to the TBB Appreciation Night, head on over to Barclays Center and support that fight because guess what, man? We'll be there at the fight too, and we're going to do it just like we did at the Ward fight. We're going to all watch that fight together, you know, and do an immediate reaction show from somewhere in the Barclays Center, and the cheers will be heard around the world. That being said, I am your host, Nestor Gibbs. Find me on Instagram and Twitter @NestGTO. How many days we got till March 4th now? Third now.
We got about 20 some odd days.
Wow, that was so accurate.
I'm not a math major.
Shit. Babe, how many days left? From here to the 3rd. Today's the 5th. Come on, you the math whiz. Freaking got a degree in math. Come on. What? No, it's 27, right? 26, you're right. She might be right. 26. Who's right? I think it's 26 days. The point is 26 days. So you guys better get on your detoxes. You know what I'm saying? Make your appointments for your haircuts. You know what I'm saying? I know I got a lot of truck drivers. I know I was a truck driver. You know what I mean? Get the manicures, fellas. Get the Yo, this shit is documented, bro. The world will see this. The parties are documented. Look your best because we're going to do it big in New York City, man. We partying hard. It's going to be nice. It's going to be so nice. And this event, this venue is beautiful too. It's going to really facilitate us well. You know, the projector, that's going to be useful. The stage, the spotlight, useful. So many things that we're going to be doing. So, you know, I want you guys, I want to first thank you for all the support that you give me and my co-hosts. I want to just give a round of applause for many of you who have transferred from TBV to MCR. You know what I'm saying? Over there chilling with MCR. So, you know, I definitely appreciate that. There's been a lot of revolving people here. Matt seems like one of the good guys that deserves, you know, everything coming to him. You'll see him at the party. So I appreciate you supporting one of the hosts of the show. Matt, definitely let him know where to find the men hugging show. I mean, MMA.
Ness, I love that you keep hating MMA, and I love that I keep texting you whenever there's an MMA fight, and you just hate it. It's the best. Makes my night complete. But you can obviously find me at Mixed Combat News on Twitter, and my radio show, Mixed Combat Radio, that covers MMA and other combat sports. We're going to do an episode tomorrow. You can find it on Patreon, SoundCloud, iTunes, YouTube. Just search Mixed Combat Radio, it'll pop up. So yeah, everyone have a good one. Peace. Haters, keep hating. I'm still here.
I do want to say really quick, right? Everybody's starting to pay in full for their ticket, and that's awesome. Remember that PayPal charges a fee, okay? So it's 2.9% that they're charging for their fee. You can Google that, like just Google, does PayPal charge a fee, right? Now, you always have your refund option regardless of the method that you choose to send the money. So I am recommending you send it friends and family. This way the fee is waived on both sides, because if not, you still owe me a fucking balance that I'm asking for, okay? It's $150. I'm not chopping up your fees. So either add that 3% or resend that 3%, because we're going to have a beautiful door girl, not a security guard, right? Because I figure, like, why have a big guy there that someone's want to get tough with when you could just have a sexy girl and you be the guy that still owes $3 or $6 on your ticket, and she's like, yo, you got a $6 balance. And you're like, fuck, am I really not going to pay the $6 in front of this wonderful, beautiful lady? I don't know. You be that guy.
And very quickly, Ness, before we go, we should read out these iTunes reviews, because we planned on doing that. And, you know, these guys spend time to write out these huge reviews. I mean, some of them are like paragraphs long. So they put in time into it, so I think we should read it.
And I hope you know that when I say I love you, I mean that shit, bro. No, for real. You and Steven have really made this a better show. It's just more functional. See, these were things that I knew I would forget, and that's why I sent it to you guys. Boom. I don't know. Are you better than me? Sometimes I feel like I'm dyslexic and shit. I put the words in different.
I'll try. I can do it. We can switch off. It's okay.
Yeah,
I'll read.
Yeah. Which one you go with?
Marcus from Long Island. Marcus from the first email. Marcus from Long Island, who I think is Marcus from New York. He said, I've been listening to the show for years and it took me a while to call in, but nothing but respect to the host. You have so much to look forward to with the host, in addition to all the different opinions of the callers. Ness, the host, brings a great positive attitude, while Matt brings the logic. Steven keeps everything smooth. Casual does his thing, while MD Jax calls and opposes everyone's views. And he has an emoji of a smiley face. It's a great warm atmosphere for boxing fans of all times, and definitely looking forward to the TBV party that I need to get my ticket for. Again, Marcus, thank you for that iTunes review. Ness, you want to read the next one?
Man, I wonder if that is not New York. I think that's Marcus from DC, maybe, right?
Oh, that could be Marcus from DC. That could be.
I'm going to go with this one because this one looks funny. It says, honest, unbiased critique of a wonderful show. This one seems like
it's a long one.
Yeah,
he goes at you, Ness. He goes at you a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It also seems like it's not just like it's disguised as a 5-star review, but it looks like he's about to, you know, go in on, I guess, me, right? So we'll start it off. Let me see if I should put it in my browser so I can make it bigger, since I'm the bad reader here. All right. And this one comes from the Filthy Casual, not the casual fan on our panel. This one comes from the Filthy Casual. He dropped it on January 27th in the country is USA. 5-star review, though. So even though he says he's going to be critiquing us, he is still giving us a 5-star. So firstly, I'd like to state that it took me a long time to write this review, and I'm happy I waited. I've been listening to the Boxing Voice for like the past 2 years. And in that time, I've watched it evolve from an also ran type of boxing podcast to what is now amongst the most prolific podcasts available on any topic. Mr. Nestor Gibbs, aka Ness, has taken the boxing world by storm just by the sheer energy of his passion for the sport. His ability to create an atmosphere where the hosts and callers are treated as equals has served to create a cyber barbershop of a sort, where ideas are bounced back and forth with bias, impartiality, intelligence, stupidity, seriousness, and let's get Jeffrey. I told you I'm not the greatest here. Let's see what this is. Get that pronunciation correct. You know my pronunciation.
Levity.
That combined to give birth to truly top-notch entertainment. I would recommend this show even to non-boxing fans because in the end, it's just good fun. Now, here are the negatives. Oh, no. Man, you want to take over? I don't think I can read the negatives.
You got it, brother. You started it.
Oh, no. All right.
He goes, I already read all these reviews.
Oh, you did? I didn't read them.
I read all of them already. So, yeah, good luck, man.
Oh, man, it sounds bad. I'm going to have to close my door. My girl might hear this stuff. All right. If you're looking for a straight, non-biased, educational type of boxing-related program, this show is not for you. If you want equal coverage and perspective on all of boxing, various fighters and promoters, this show is not for you. I would go as far as to say that this show is an extension of PBC propaganda and at times sounds like one long infomercial for their brand. It's a shame because it wasn't always like that. If you subscribe to the podcast, I suggest that you click on its feed option so that you can go back to the much earlier shows and compare Mr. Ness' views then to what they are now. I believe the access granted to him by various PBC fighters has served to cloud his objectivity in many views, but that's a story for another day. P.S. Subscribe and enjoy. Hashtag the filthy casual.
And you know what? To maybe his credit and your credit, you admitted that on this show that you have access and that has led to you being more biased. Like, let's be honest. Every person in this world has biases and every journalist has biases. The ones that are transparent about their biases are the ones you should listen to. Just saying.
Well, this is the thing. I don't know. I will never consider it PBC propaganda or an infomercial because I believed in PBC. People were critical. They expected it to fail. They were happy when there were lawsuits, but I believed in PBC. I believe because, you see, it's Super Bowl Sunday. That guy that wrote that review is probably watching the Super Bowl. We are here because that is the reason that I believe in PBC, so that on Thursday, when I'm in a hotel in Alabama, I can watch boxing. I don't need HBO and Showtime to depend on in a hotel that never has Showtime, okay? They never, most hotels have HBO, but Showtime, forget about it. And HBO, they give you one channel. It's not like you can get it. So, PBC made that happen. There was time when I was eating sushi at my favorite sushi spot and being able to watch PBC, or being at a bar having a steak and watching Tyson Fury. That time it was Tyson Fury and Steve Cunningham on main events, but it was on free TV. So it didn't matter to me who was going to try and bring big time boxing to free TV. I was going to back it. The naysayers saw the glass half empty, and that's why now they're forced to call guys like Keith Thurman and Danny Garcia and Abner Mares, Leo Santa Cruz, Deontay Wilder, and every other household name, whether they like it or not. Those same writers that wrote all the negative shit, it doesn't matter. 2 years later, the first quarter of the year has started and PBC has dominated in 1 month. In 1 month alone, They've put on better fights in this first quarter. Their schedule in this first quarter is beautiful. And just like any product, you can't expect everything to happen in the first year. It just doesn't happen that way. And you know, are there some losses? Maybe. Who cares? We care about good fights. You know, there was once upon a time where we wouldn't have been able to see Luis Collazo after 7 losses take on Sammy Vasquez, who just needed to get a fight to move along in his career. And then it would have been an upset loss off TV that no one ever heard about or seen. But we got to see it. And I appreciate that because I don't watch cricket. I don't watch Serena Williams hit no fucking tennis ball. I don't watch ping pong. I don't watch baseball, basketball, football, foosball, hockey, soccer, none of that shit. This is what I watch. And PBC gives it to me in abundance. So people that think I'm a propaganda machine are, first of all, insane because, I mean, I fucking cover every single fight. You know, it's.
And very quickly, the idea that we, as in TBV, is the arm of the PBC propaganda is because of a couple things. Ness, you are the face of TBV. That's just a reality. What you say gets connected with what TBV thinks. Whether or not me, MD, Steven, Casual all disagree, which often we do. But because of your connection with TBV, your opinions get automatically connected with the views of TBV. That's just an unfortunate side effect of stardom. Ness, like, that's just real talk. And yeah, there are going to be PBC haters, and
I'm just glad
we've broken down several times how the idea of hating free boxing is ridiculous. You can critique it just like we can critique Bob Arum, we can critique Tom Loeffler, Kathy Duva, any of these promoters or any of these networks or whatever. We can critique them, yes, but to hate, that's just a little bit ridiculous in my opinion, because we all want to watch the sport at the end of the day.
Alex in the chat, our boy Alex Lemon is saying Top Rank does Unimas, but Unimas is not free, Alex. I got to pay $15 a month to get a Spanish package to watch Unimas and Univision and Telemundo. It's not free. And on top of it not being free, that shit is what do you call it? It's in Spanish, man. So it's not even accessible to everyone. There's no comparison, man. There's no comparison, and the people that are hating on the product need to stop, you know. So, but there are more reviews, you know, and you got to take the good with the bad. It is what it is. There's another one here, and this one comes from, and I want to get through these. You know, I got to make it a habit to always do this. This one is Standing Ovation is the title, and it comes from what looks like BT Killer Cam from the US, 5-star review. And he says, there are podcasts and there is the Boxing Voice. This program is without a doubt the best source of all things boxing. I am convinced that the Boxing Voice could cure anyone's casual fandom with behind the scenes interviews that help fans further invest in fighters. I look forward to each episode, no matter the time. I have no clue what that word is because it's not there. I guess he missed the E, right? Yeah, no matter the time they're on. I guess he missed a few words. But keep up the fantastic work. Thank you for the review from Killer Cam, BT Killer Cam. I wonder what BT stands for. But Standing Ovation was the name of that one.
Another review is Awesome Hours and Hours of Content a Week by Pally1023 from the UK. Love the Boxing Voice. They put in the hours. Ness is the Don, and the whole team up on their knowledge, apart from Casual. Name kind of gives it away. Although he knows more than the average casual. Matt and MD's little spats are hilarious, and Matt is usually always right. And side note, of course I'm always right over MD. That's just a fact. All in all, it's a great show, and look forward to many, many more shows in the future. Thank you, Pally.
Pally.
Well, it's Pally without a U.
Pally, right?
It's Pally without a U, so it's kind of weird.
Yeah. All right. So we got another one. This one is Satos Sama 1066. Another one from the US. Title is Good Boxing, Good Talk. Another 5-star review. He says, I've been listening to the show for years, and it took me a while to call in, but nothing but respect to the... Wait, did you just say this one? Yeah, I think you did. MG Jax calls and opposes everyone's views. Is that...
No, I didn't read that one.
Oh, okay.
No, I read the one. That's the first one I read.
This one?
Name the title again. Sorry.
Good boxing, good talk?
Hold on. I was on the other email. Yeah, I already said that one. There's the one below it, and then the very last one, I think.
Are you sure? I don't remember this. It was a great warm
That was-
atmosphere for boxing fans in all times. Definitely looking forward to the TVB party.
Yeah, that's from Marcus from DC. Yeah, that's what we think is
This
Marcus from
says
DC.
Marcus from Long Island, though. This is
I know that, but you think it's Marcus from DC,
yeah.
or you suspect it is.
Get off Grandpa's old stash. All right, let's see.
Did you read TBV Goat by Anthony?
Oh yeah, by Anthony from Havoc. From Havoc. This is Andre Rozier's company, Havoc staff. TBV GOAT. I like being the GOAT, greatest of all time. Thanks, guy. Anthony from Havoc staff, USA, obviously, 5-star review. Definitely one of the best sources for boxing news. They stay consistent and give the boxing fans platforms to speak on as well. They don't try to act know-it-alls, and these guys take in news as well as put out. So thank you again for that one. Are we missing any, Matt Ski?
Yes, one at the very, very bottom. I'll read right now. The GOAT Boxing Podcast. You read this one about MD and Fight Doctor?
No, I didn't. Go for it. I didn't read any. I wanted to leave it organic.
The greatest boxing podcast out there. Informative, funny, and it's all about the callers for these guys. No other podcast does what these guys do. Keep up the good work, and we'll join Patreon soon. Boxing MD and Fight Doctor is straight up comedy when they go toe-to-toe. Prognosis, everyone wins. GOAT. And that's by MU Tones from the United States.
Yo, MU Tones, you just gave me a great idea. That's what we need. I'm trying to hire comedians and all that shit. We need to set up some face-offs, right? Like caller versus MD's got that freaking whatever. It's like a test or something, I think. That's why he can't make it. I don't know. But man, we need some face-offs, right? Like two callers go at it on stage. Boxing talk. But all right, so we got rid of all our reviews, right? We did about 6 today. You know, I know it's been a while. We're gonna make this a more regular thing. Look at how Matt reminded me. Won't be easy. I forgot to say that the Filthy Casual put in a few emojis of some of a gun, a guy with glasses, emoji with glasses, the little gun, and a bunch of shots. So I guess he's saying shots fired. But listen, I take it, you know, on the chin, my friend. You still gave us a 5-star review, better than a 1-star review. You still said the good with the bad. I respect that. And, you know, we could only work on not being the propaganda machine of PBC, you know. Hopefully
we will always take constructive criticism. Look at hand wraps, you know.
Yeah, hand wraps. Hopefully in time, you know, you'll notice, like, I don't know, when we do immediate reaction shows on David Lemieux and Curtis Stevens, who are not on PBC, right? Like, so like, why would I do an immediate reaction show instead of bulking it into a Thursday or a Sunday show? You know, we took the extra time out to emphasize on that particular topic, which is not a PBC, but it's all right. It's all right. You know what I'm saying? How about some hardcore? Here we like to roar. How about some hardcore? Here we like to roar. Take that gunshot with you. I still appreciate your 5-star review. PayPal me / the Boxing Voice to pay for your tickets for the reunion. ThaBoxingVoice.com / reunion for more information and RSVPing. No tickets sold at the door. Goodie bags, definitely. About 23 fighters. Hot chicks, hot food, top shelf liquor. Me, Matt, Casual, Deontay, Quillen, Willie Monroe, Fortuna. Damn, I got to talk to Sosa in there, man. But at least I'm in there, right? Right? I'm in there. We probably should be getting some behind-the-scenes footage for Sosa on the lead up to this fight now. You know what I'm saying? I'm in there.
Yeah, sure.
I'm in there. Wait, no, he's PBC. I can't get in there. I'm a propaganda machine.
You're biased. You're biased.
Propaganda machine. I love each and every one of you. Listen, support me on Patreon. We got exclusive shit over there. Go check out this 10-minute interview I dropped with Deontay Wilder, exclusively answering questions for our Patreon members only, like directly to them. Simba, Silos, Info Joe, so many, but you got to be on Patreon to check it out. It's definitely worth it. Just listen to the show. You'll hear other people, saying it themselves on how much benefit they're getting from there. Plus, we're giving out rewards. I just got our koozies, so we're giving them out. I think it was Christian, right? One of the Christians upgraded. So we got a $1 spot open, ladies and gentlemen. Better run and take it because he upgraded because he wants to get that koozie, and that's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Conversions is what we're talking about, man. Listen, I gotta go. Nestor gets following me on Instagram and Twitter at NestGTO. Bye. Matt, you want to say anything before I hit that button?
Just follow me at Mixed Combat News on Twitter. Peace.
Latest.